Hi. I was just getting the grid in place. Getting the grid in place.
I need a filter today. It's a filter kind of day. Let me see what we got here. Ta 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 ta. What? Oh my God. Come on.
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. There you go.
Yeah, it was like
Uh,
network is unstable.
all right. Well, it's lashing rain here. That could be it, you know. Where is your crown, young lady?
I am looking for a filter because it's a filter day.
Oh.
Okay.
So if
I
anyone has
have
a
been
crown, is it?
decorating all. Why is it doing this?
Oh, can't wait to see. If you have a crown, guys, request a box. Everyone is welcome to Tea and Tiaras. Hi, Bex. Get a crown, Bex. Get a box. We do this every Friday, but we missed yesterday because of the American holiday. People had family, um, and they couldn't make it, so we're doing it today. So today I am rocking this one because let's be honest, we're all kings and queens, and we all want to wear a crown.
Yes, we do. Let me let these damn dogs in. Hold on.
Hold on. I'm trying to fix that. You are about to see. Hold on.
Come on. Barking at the wind. Why are you barking at
Abednego,
the
get
wind?
your crown, get a box. Boss Mitch, get a crown, get a box. We're doing it every week. Ah, check you out! Oh my God! Yes, we have the.
This is
I love it.
I felt like
literally
this really fit the day.
Yeah, yeah. I
like
love it.
I haven't. So this is the crown I wore in high school when I played Glinda for our school
Listen,
wicked thing.
we we told people go get Burger King crowns. We don't care. Just grab yourself a crown and grab a box.
Like you
I
could
don't
literally
care if you make
roll
it.
up with a Burger King crown.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter. You deserve a crown. Wear it. You know. Would you do us a favour and send it to the Scottish witches?
Send to Scottish witches.
If you have your crown, anyone that has a crown request a box. Everyone's welcome to jump up in a box and show off their tiaras. It's what it's all about. Hi, Candy. So, how has everyone's week been? We have had another eventful week, and I
Yeah.
I'm
don't
hanging
think
out.
I think every week is going to be eventful, right?
Her name.
Well, the veil is thinning, so
Yeah. Well, that doesn't bode well for people trying us. Just
also the
saying, you
removal
know
of the
what I mean?
microwave. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm going to be rude and I am going to throw Punk Rock Witch into the light that has been decorating all day. And I want to hear all about it.
I'm not even halfway done. I'm not even halfway done. I took down my fall tree. I took down all of my not all of most of my fall decorations, and put up my winter china.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure to have a sound tree next year.
Yes.
Fell in
Yes.
love with it.
You have to have
Did you
one.
see?
You have to have one.
Absolutely. Did you see our sound tree, Bex? She put up like a tree, a Christmas tree, with all like she puts pumpkins on it and skeletons on it, and I was like, that's just such a great idea. We
Trees
have
make
to
me
do
happy.
that. Yeah, trees make me happy too.
Trees make my mom happy. She has
Yeah.
like five, like one for her office, one for the upstairs living room, two for the downstairs, and one for outside. There's a
Wow.
lot of trees to decorate. I'm just staying in my room and minding my own business.
No tree for your room?
I worked retail for like 10 plus years. It kind of ruined the Christmas spirit for me. So I'm like,
Well, it didn't for me. And I worked retail for 10 plus years. The only thing I put everything out during the true seasons. Like, I don't put Christmas decorations out before December 1st. Like, I'm just now getting started so that it's done by December 1st. You know, I don't
yeah.
put any out in November. That would make me nuts to have Christmas decorations in the fall time.
In the fall time, we're just getting it out of the attic and the garage, and we're just like placing it where she wants to place it. So I'm like, Christmas is my mom's holiday. That's her holiday.
Yeah. Lots of people love it. They love the cheer, the good cheer, and
I like the
if you have a
decorations
crown,
and the
grab a
food.
box, guys. The only rule is you need your crown. It can be made, it can be Burger King. We don't care.
We don't care.
We don't care.
So, how was everybody's Thanksgiving or some's Thanksgiving?
But we don't celebrate it, so
Yeah.
I call it a fall
mine was
feast.
great.
I do a fall feast and we feed homeless people.
Aw, that's
Oh, come
nice.
on close, Grammy. Let's see. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love
That was
it.
pretty.
Oh,
It's
that's
very
Thank you.
druidy.
fabulous. It
Very
does. It
druidy.
suits you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
love it.
By the way, before I forget, I am down to do the uh the Frito divination tonight.
Yay!
Yay! I've been
Oh, I
curious about
can't
that
wait to
too.
see. Mm.
So whenever we're ready, and rumor has it that my daughter is showing up during this live.
Oh,
All right.
welcome, welcome.
So I'm going to share the live with her now so she knows that you're up and running. Because I told her, I said, come over here, have fun, tea and tiaras, just
Yeah,
we do what we do.
absolutely. Does she have a tiara?
No, but she's wearing a hat with a veil thingy. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
one of my little fascinators, I think what they're called. So how is everybody?
We are good. We are good. It's been another eventful week.
Yeah.
And I'm not bringing names of it. I'm not attacking anyone or anything like that. But all I'm going to say is at this stage, I feel like there's always going to be people that are going to try other people. Um, and, I'm going to stick to my one and done. I'm not getting it back and forth with people about anything. But if I've something to say, I think if I've something to say, I'm going to just say it and then move on.
See, I'm old
You know?
fashioned. Celtic. I'm old fashioned. I would much rather say something to somebody than to do this back and forth. And I will wait and bide my time until I have the opportunity to do that. So
Yeah.
the stupid has not gone unnoticed. I'll just say that. The stupid has not gone
Yeah.
unnoticed. But there's
And you,
something else
Grammy,
that's weird going on is I don't know if it's ran across y'all's FYP. We've been talking as a community for some time about Christian nationalism taking over parts of our world here in the States. And what I'm seeing this year that I find fascinating is this reverse engineering saying that Christians were the original pagans, and that all of our paths stem from Christianity. And they're doing this really weird hokey pokey to get there. And I know that a lot of people are going to be confused out there that may not have a sound footing in their education on either sides of that fence. So, something to be mindful of when you're scrolling through your FYP, there seems to be this push to say that we are just basically a branch off of Christianity, that all of our mythos came from Christianity. And I'm
My
like,
goodness.
True though. That can't be more
No.
false.
That's so far from the truth.
it is,
Oh, cute.
but
Thank
they
We
you.
are
sound
around.
very,
We
they
are around
sound,
since the
oh,
dawn
thank
of time.
you.
You.
We
Oh,
are
thank you.
around. Witches are around since we were in caves, guys. You know.
They're saying that the Tuatha De Danann is actually the lost tribe of Dan, one of the tribes of the
The
Israel.
princess has arrived. The princess has arrived.
Yeah. Just be aware. I'm just making people aware, tea and tiaras, just
Yeah, I've noticed that too, Grammy. I've noticed that too.
putting it out there. Hey,
Yeah,
Tiara.
that's ridiculous. Listen, hello, Zaffa. Zaffa
Hey.
is our guest.
Hey,
Scottish
there's
are our
Sierra.
guest this week.
Hello. Can you? Oh, crikey! Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Karen,
I'm
can you
trying to
bring
find a
up
decent filter because I've got no makeup on and I look
shit?
terrible.
On a day. I
Hello.
don't have any makeup on either.
Neither do I.
I don't either.
Good evening, good evening.
Hey, Diane.
Good evening, darling.
I don't have my tiara because I'm not at home.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
thank you.
listen, there's no mistaking you. We all know you're a mofo queen, okay? You know, crowd or no crowd.
I've got my tea. Does that count? Hi.
You're what? Yes,
Okay. I've got tea. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can.
Oh, cool.
Sierra, turn your camera on. Sierra, turn your camera on. She's hollering at me from the other end of the house. Hey, she's.
there you go, Grammy. I've got the good stuff. It's the marble.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
My racket. Somebody else.
And after turning her camera off by or her sound off for 55 seconds, sorry, Sierra, I was trying to put it on.
Oh, whoops.
I tried to help her out, but it's me. I'm technologically challenged. Do you know what I mean? So 55
Yeah, I can't
seconds,
unmute her.
Sierra,
So we're
and you're
gonna
going to
do
get track.
the Frito divination, ladies, later.
Yes!
I
How
am so down.
exciting!
There she is.
I saved some
Hi.
potatoes.
That's
You're on
my
mute.
daughter, y'all.
Hi.
Oh, I love it! I love
Oh, I
it.
like
Oh,
that.
that's definitely a crowd. That's gorgeous.
You're muted, Sierra.
You got a few more seconds to go.
Hold on a
Sorry.
Oh,
minute.
she's gonna get.
She's trying. There you are.
Hell for it. Listen, I ain't that retarded with this app now. Listen. So what do we do on here?
Just chit chat.
So,
Admire each other's tiaras.
who are you going to do the freedom divination for, Grammy?
Oh, I don't care. I don't care.
Pick one of the Scottish because Jerry's a guest. So,
It's up to them. It don't matter to me.
Do me, Grammy. I'm
Yeah,
all
that's
down.
I
Grammys.
Go for
do
it.
that.
That's Grammys.
Busting. All busting for Grammy to do us. Do us. Do us.
Do it.
Hold
So
on, let's see if I can put her.
is everybody ready?
What are we doing?
Is everybody ready down there? I'm going to teach
I'm
them how to
ready.
do the Frito divinations.
I wish my mom was as cool as your mom, Sierra.
Oh, do ya?
Is everybody ready? I'm
Yes.
going to try to do this. Now, listen, this doesn't have to be perfect as far as what you draw out. It just needs to be quickly done and disposable because this is not something that you hold on to, okay? So I don't know how to do this, but we're going to try, okay? Let me try to hold it up this way. Can you all see? In the center, you've got a circle and a circle. You've got magic up at the top, mundane at the bottom. You've got present right here. Then you've got past and future, and then you've got family, and you've got ancestors. Okay? Now, I did not come up with this, but I have added to it. This is not something that's an original to me, but it's something that I have worked on for a while. Next, what you want to do is, hold on, let me take this off the camera just a second. And you want to have it just paper towels, just paper towels.
Where'd you go?
I'm not here. Shut up.
Yeah, I can see. Well, they can't see you. I just see nothing.
Okay.
I don't see nothing. Okay, there you are.
If we were doing this in real life, what the querent would do is you would take them and put their hand, they would put their own hand in here, okay, and grab a handful of the Fritos, okay, and then what you would want them to do is you would want them to drop the Fritos on here, okay? So now we're going to do it for real. That was
You're going to get crumbs all up in there, and you're going to tell me to come in there and vacuum it. It's going to smell like stinky feet in your room for a while.
Okay. And what you have the querent do is when they're holding this in their hand is think of whatever it is that they want answered. So, Christy, can you be thinking about what it is that you would like answered? You got it? You thinking? Let me know when you got it, okay? Ready? And then you want to drop it.
There goes the crumbs.
Shut up! Okay, so can you see it? Yes, no, because I can't see.
Oh, yeah, I see every bit of it.
Can you all see?
Yeah, we see it. Yeah, we see it.
Okay.
More crumbs. We're just shaking them everywhere.
Let me see if I can do this. Okay, looking at this, there is something that you're working on right now, Chrissy, whether it is a new type of magic, a new spell, a new project that you are perfecting as we speak.
Yep.
Looking here at the past, Chrissy, I can see that it wasn't that long ago. You had something come up in your life that was very much like a challenge from your ancestors.
Yeah.
But it also crossed over into your mundane life.
Yeah.
But it was a successful venture. But there for a minute, you were like, oh my God, screw this. I don't even want to deal with it.
Yeah.
But they kept making you deal with it until it busted loose this night. you still have something that's from your past that's touching you right now. And that could be like a financial responsibility or something that has been with you for a while but is still with you, but it won't be with you moving into the future. So you're dealing with that right now.
Yep.
There is also a big move for you and your family, like a change of location, a big move.
Yeah.
The talks for it have not really gelled or came together yet, but they will. That will manifest itself. Now, one of your close family members is fixing to give you some problems.
When are they not?
No, well, this is one in particular that tends to cause problems and tie the family up with drama. But this one is going to be painful. But you'll get it. You'll get through it. But they're going to try to gather people together to come after you. But the family's not going to move forward with it. It's just going to be this one person, and you're going to be able to handle that really easily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm alright with that. Fucking come at me, bro.
I'm seeing 3 different occasions that are starting very close to now, and one a little bit in the future of you getting money. Now, I don't know if that's something that is together with you and your husband, but you both are going to benefit greatly from it.
I hope so.
But one is fixing to happen, and one is coming not that far off into the future. One is going to tie into the other. So the first amount of money you get is almost like there's more coming. There's more coming with that.
That's good news.
It is good news.
That is really good news, Grammy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, mundane, I'm just showing here that it's like status quo. Everything normal, day to day is going to be very few surprises.
Oh,
Very
thank fuck
few
for that.
surprises. Now, there is one little thing that looks like this is starting something new. Now, I don't know if you're going to start charging for classes or if you're going to start charging for something service-wise that you do personally. But I see this being talked about, and it's headed towards manifestation in the future. But there's something about you and your practice that's going to cross over into the mundane world of making money and it being sustainable for you as well.
Everybody tap, tap, tap at screen.
Well,
Every time I
absolutely.
tap the screen, my phone freezes, so help. Help me tap it.
Absolutely, Grammy. I'll tell you all about that in a minute, Grammy. I'll tell you all about it.
Well, don't tell me nothing yet. I'm
Not yet.
done.
No, I'll wait until you're done. I know she's reading me so good right now. Like, so good right now.
I'm deadly with Fritos. You don't understand.
I can see that. I can see that, Grammy.
there's a male ancestor that's coming through that is either father or grandfather
That'll be
that's
granddad.
that's passed.
That'll be my
He's,
granddad.
he's crusty. Do you understand what I mean, crusty?
Yes, that'll be my uncle. That was like a dad.
Dusty, Dusty.
There's three of them together, though. There's three together. Do you see this? There's
Yep.
three together. Three. Right here. And what's going on here is they're a source of a lot of your ancestral magic. These three. They absolutely are like your security team. And I see them circling around you as you go through this new phase, opening up like new opportunities for money and business and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm getting with this now. One of the things I want to go over with you guys that's very important is when you're done with the actual reading, your querent can eat the Fritos, because listen, these readings with the Frito things can go on for hours at a time, and it's a lot of drain on people. So I let them eat it. But if you need further clarification, you can't really see it on this paper. But there are grease stains that the Fritos will leave, and you can also turn the paper towel over and read the grease stains, but it needs to be turned over. It needs to be read in reverse from the way they were laid on the top.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Thank you, Grammy. You got
Do I have any questions about the Frito divination?
So
Visions of
Querent
awareness
eats
shows
the
them
Fritos, right? Not you. Not
I
the
do
reader.
have a question. If you want to manifest something from that reading, do you just throw those Fritos away, or do you do something else with them?
You put them in chili.
You have to eat them.
My question is eating them the act of consuming them sort of like affirming and manifesting the outcome and being responsible and accountable?
Yes. And you don't want to leave magical things around, especially even though it's Fritos, because somebody could come by, and you know how you are with the chip. People could just pick it up and start eating it. You understand? It's like with Chrissy's, I'm going to have to crush these and throw them away because I don't want one of the kids to come by and accidentally just pop one of Christy's manifestations in her reading in her mouth, because that's cool. But salt is grounding. You've got.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I accidentally blocked them.
Oh.
I'm so
Good
sorry.
eye.
I clicked on their profile and I blocked them. I didn't realize I was a mod.
So
What's her
Chrissy, I
name?
got your stuff right here.
Celestial moon.
Celestial Moon. I'm in blocked accounts, but there's no Celestial Moon there.
No.
Oh, I got her.
You got
No.
okay.
Unblocked.
Also,
She's unblocked.
My bad.
if you do not have
I got her. She's
Fritos,
unblocked.
this will work with dried beans and rice.
Really?
Sorry,
Yeah.
That
Celestial
is so
Moon.
cool, Grammy.
That is.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Does anybody else want a reading besides me?
I didn't bring any
We are about to
do
read.
one. I just brought enough to do one.
Well, I guess you need to know a whole other role.
Oh no.
Well,
Okay.
Grammy, thank you for using your one batch of Fritos on me. That was amazing. I've never seen anything like that done before. Like, that was so cool.
You're welcome. So now give me feedback. I need
Yeah, that's great.
feedback.
Right. Okay, so yes, I have 3 male ancestors in the background. I think we all know what the big ancestral push was earlier this year that had an impact on the magical and the mundane for me. We know. Don't need to say it. Right? That had
Nope, you have to hide your whole face, Mother.
that
You
had
have to when you're doing the.
You take it like this.
as you're getting skilled on TikTok, Grammy.
That's why I
go
went
ahead.
dark. I have to go outside because this isn't my house. So.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, but it had a massive impact on the way that I maneuver around TikTok and the people that I share space with. So it does.
So, did the things that are coming through for you in the future or what you're currently working on resonate?
Do you want to talk about what you're working on, what you've released? Big
So
things happening for Tizzle
yes,
Witch?
yes. So Thistle Witch, aka me, I've released books, so I'm designing notebooks and I'm putting them up onto Amazon. They are available for purchase. There is loads of different series of books coming. So we've got like the deities from the Greek pantheon, Norse pantheon, all the pantheons. We're hitting all of the pantheons. I've got a book that went up today. It's called Astral Archives. It's just a notebook, so don't be getting excited, witch talk, okay? The real book that you want to buy, to decipher, to try and destroy me with is the book that I'll be releasing in a few weeks' time, and it's called Dragon Awakening. So for all the haters that want to buy it so you can badmouth me, it will be available on Amazon in about 6 weeks' time. Okay? Okay.
Oh, that's great. Well, that makes sense that there would be two things dropping that are tied together that would give you money.
Yes.
You.
Grammy, when I say this book is going to pop off, I am telling you right now, you have never read the likes of it. I kid you not, right? And it's about dragons. Who would have thought, right, that the Scottish Draconian would write an actual good book? Because I didn't. I sat down, I started writing it, and it's fucking amazing.
I'm going to have to agree. I have to.
You're gonna have to, are you? You have to.
Well, no, I don't have to, but it's good.
Well, I'll be getting one.
Amazing.
It's so
I'll
good.
pre-order. Count me in.
I don't know how to do pre-order yet. Let me just finish writing the fucker first, eh? But yes, it is. So basically this book, right, is directed at people that are having draconic awakenings, okay? It's about absolutely everything that you will come across at the beginning of your awakening. It doesn't go into spells and all that kind of stuff, right? It's not that kind of book. It's quite literally it's almost like a self-help book. So far, it's a self-help book for draconians. This is what you expect on your path. It's okay, don't worry about it, because I've interviewed loads of other draconians and this is what they've said about it, and I've got what the other draconians have said in it, right? It's not just me that's speaking, it's loads of draconians from across all of TikTok, by the way, that have had their say, and it's been put in. I mean, it's reassurance. It's you're not going crazy. These things do actually happen. It's not just mythology. Don't be scared. You know what I mean? And there's so much more. There's so much more in it. It's for
I'm
people
excited about that.
Yeah, for people on my side of the path, it's valuable. It's valuable. There's nothing else out there. I've read hundreds of dragon books, right? And they're all like, for instance, DJ Conway with her super fantasy and her great imagination. Grammy, I see you shaking your head. You're like, nope, that's shite. I know. It's shit, right? It is. That's not what it's about. And then you've got all the other books that are all
I just made my hat flip and do tricks.
that are all like left-hand pass and super high magic with their big ceremonies and stuff like that, and that's terrifying for brand new draconians. It is, to think that is, you know what I mean? So it's the stepping stone. That's what it is, and that's what's missing. So this will be my first official published book. There will be more to come, but this is where it's starting. This is the foundation.
I love that. I can't wait, because John and I worked with dragons. Druids actually work with dragons as a part of our practice anyway.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think most
excited.
cultures have them,
So is it
you
like
know.
I'm so
I mean,
happy that meant something to you, Chrissy, and I just want you to really understand that money is coming from that, success is coming from that, and just be wary of the family member that's going to start the problem, but they will end up being
Thank
alone
you.
in that.
I already know who it is. It's all right, Grammy. I already know. There's two potentials, but
You
I
want
know
to see
which one it's going to
something
be, so it's
purty?
okay.
She's talking, don't interrupt.
only two? That's doing good. Only two potentials.
I know, right? That's because I abandoned the rest of them, Chris. Right? I disowned them all like 20 years ago. So, but
Doing
yes,
good.
Grammy, you were absolutely spot on with everything. So you were. Thank you. That was so cool to see.
Well, anybody that has questions about it, just holler at me, and hopefully, Karen,
So,
can you do like a little segment of that where we could share it out, and then people want to ask more questions, they can.
Isn't he cute?
Anytime you want another, that
Yeah, of
sounds
course.
like
Bye.
volunteers tribute.
Bye.
Grammy, I would like to know about the disposing of it.
The what?
Disposing of it, since you're far away.
I didn't hear you, Chris.
How do you get rid of it? The disposing of it. How do
Oh,
you dispose of it?
what you do is you hand it to the person to eat,
Yeah.
and then they get rid of the paper towel themselves, and they can either burn it or throw it away.
Now, maybe you could talk about what you could do with it as just
2 seconds. Grammy's daughter. I'm sorry. I can't. I need to. I'm going to be rude. Could you mute your mic, please, sweetheart? Because your noise is cancelling out the other people that are trying to speak. Please, and thank you. You need to mute it, darling. Don't turn your camera off, but just mute it. Mute your mic. Thank you. Sorry, Grammy. I'm sorry.
Oh no, she's too close to me. It's making a bleed over. I've never had anybody work with this other than eating it or throwing the paper towel away. But I guess it's open to interpretation what you can do with it.
Learn to do this. Like, how did you learn to do it, Grammy?
Oh, let me tell you that story. There's a dear friend of mine who's a very famous pagan. She was in one of the first covens in the U.S. that was a sanctioned coven. And she's a dear sister of mine. She was a very instrumental part of who I am today. She was going to teach a workshop at a festival, and she forgot her divination tools. And in 10 minutes before her class was supposed to start to teach, she came up with this in 1977, I think. So ever so often she would teach this as a workshop, the Frito divination, and I learned how to do this back in the early 80s. And I have put my own spin on it. With hers, it was just past, present, future, magic, and mundane. And I added in the ancestors and the family to help give more clarity. But everything else is from her. And you really just have to start working with it and seeing what it says to you. But like with Christie's, I could have sat and done a far deeper reading than I did, but I won't because it's something that it's better if the people touch the Fritos. Does
is it
that make
still
sense?
there?
What?
Is her rating still there?
I crushed it.
You have, right.
I crushed it because I didn't want the kids. You know how the grandkids are.
I
I
was
didn't
just
want
so
them
we
to
could
walk
look.
in here and then pick up a handful of Fritos and eat them, and it's Christie's reading.
No, I know that there, but I wanted to have a wee nosy at it again.
I'll cut it down after, and Grammy can put it up in a TikTok.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
so you can watch it
Yeah,
in full.
I hope you could see it well enough to see. And with the Fritos, it's a more in depth because of the way they curve. They interlock with each other. Just realize if you're going to do like dried beans or rice, it's not going to give you that same interconnectivity that the
I
Fritos
get
do.
it, yeah.
Now, when it comes to the rice and the beans, if you decide to go that route, they have to be thrown away. You can't cook them and eat them later. Um, I don't know why that's a rule, but that's the rule.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
We could do that with quavers, couldn't we?
Just literally going to
Yes,
say that.
Yeah.
I was
Quavers.
thinking that. That's our quavers,
Yeah.
you know?
Grammy, I would like you to just like I'll see if I can get it off of Hexy's thing. I'm going to take a screenshot of what it is that the layout that you were showing us, and I'm going to try it with quavers because I don't know, it's something that I want to try it. I
Yeah.
actually want to try it.
Well,
Here's
it's
the
really,
thing, guys. Sorry, Grammy. Absolutely everything can be divination. I was in a hotel. Me and Lola went to a hotel for a night, so I had nothing with me. But I had a client reach out and they really needed an answer. So I said, look, let's give it a try. And I took out the hairbrush and I said, if it lands this way, it's a yes. If it lands that way, it's a no. We threw three times for confirmation, got three yeses, three no's. She got our answers with a hairbrush and they were all factual.
Believe that's the thing. Like, yeah, you've said that anything can be used for divination. Anything. Yeah.
and this works really well for people that read jumbles who don't read tarot, whose brain doesn't work in the tarot realm, but are like used to reading runes, or like Karen, because she casts lots, I suspect will be extremely good at this. If you're a lot
Yeah,
caster,
I get it immediately as you're doing. I was like, I get it. I get it. I see how it works. I get it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Grammy, thank you. That
Will I
was awesome.
throw lots? Will I
Can
throw
you see
lots for one of
this?
the Scottish?
I don't know if you can see it,
Hi,
Christy.
Eric.
I picture that Grammy after the live. I'm sorry, I know I'm being a pure pain in the bum, but like I
Oh,
would like to, I
absolutely.
genuinely want to try it.
I absolutely will.
Thank
And
you.
let me know what your feedback is, because I'm always curious about how people work with this or make it their own, like I did. Because it's a badass form of divination, I think, and it's simple.
I'm interested in seeing how using the paper towel, of course, if it's biodegradable and all of that, in a spell later by wrapping the spell components in and you bury it, like a wish spell or something like that, or a job spell, the ones that require you to like wrap it in a ribbon and bury it. But if you wrapped it in your divination paper towel to sort of affirm, like, yes, this is my future, this is my path, this is what I want, would that be able to, like, what do you think about that?
It's absolutely possible, but I will also say this one other thing: there's very few pieces of trash you can put into a sacred fire, but this is one of the ones that you can burn in a sacred fire. Um,
So
because
on that, Grammy, on that, to add on to what Tears just said, if you can use it to help manifest what it is that you have in your divination, could you use it to change your fate if you didn't like the outcome of the divination?
you know how you could do that? I'm sitting here using my noggin thinking
Mm-hmm.
what you can do is you can wet it and maybe put some seeds to germinate in here
Mm-hmm.
and to grow
I
a
love
plant.
that. Yeah.
Your
Like a lemon tree. You do that with
manifestation.
lemon seeds. So, like, when life gives you lemons, and then that adds the words of power from that saying.
Or an herb that it
Or a
could be an
native
herb
tree.
that you want that to change your outlook. But I would be careful doing that because then it would become problematic if you use that herb or plant for somebody other than yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it'd be unethical.
Perfect sense.
That's your tree. Do you know you wouldn't?
Your energy.
Well, yeah, it's your energy. You wouldn't recycle it. Do you know?
But I think that's a perfect idea, and I'm ashamed that I never thought of that. But you definitely could take the paper towel and grow, germinate seeds in there to manifest something.
So garlic would be a good one to grow in it to remove the outcome that you don't want,
Onions.
or to protect you against it. That would be.
Or
Yeah.
if you ran across a problem with ancestors,
Yeah.
you could absolutely offer something up to them. Like you could take apart the paper towel that had the blockage on it from the ancestors and offer it up on your ancestor altar with whatever it is you think that ancestor would like to move that blockage out, if that's where your blockage is.
Yeah. I like that idea. Ellie had a good idea as well. They're wildflowers.
I love it. I love doing simple stuff that have many applications. That's the way I like to roll.
But you think of what can bounce off that one thing, that one working so much. Like there's so much you can do off the back of that.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I had thought about asking somebody to embroidery a cloth for me to do this on, but I never did because I really feel like it takes away from the principle of the working itself. It's meant to be a temporary working. It's not meant to be throw it down like you do tarot and have that, because it's something that needs to be touched, handled, dealt with by your querent. I've never done this on myself, so I don't know how that would work if you were to throw them on yourself.
Can I tell you something that I have, right? I don't know if I'll be able to go and get it because it's got stuff sitting on top of it, which isn't very sacred, okay, but like whatever, right? A witch has to make space somehow.
Oh, yeah.
So I made a divination board for myself about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And it's like, it's almost like a homemade spirit board. It's got the Theban alphabet on it, it's got runes on it, it's got the elements, all different types of sigils and symbols and all that kind of good stuff that you would need for a proper divination board. And I use it for throwing runes and for throwing lots and other forms of divination. And I made, and this is going to sound so fucking weird, right? There's only one other board that exists, right? And it's for, in fact, that's a lie. 2 boards, only two other boards that exist. One of them is down in England, and one of them is over in America. A witch, like when she seen it, she was like, "Oh my god, I need to have one of them." So she paid me for me to make her one. The problem is there's a connection between the 3 boards, and I can't break the connection.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was the creator and I put everything I had into it so that they all had their own life source. They all do have their own life source, but they're family and they recognize each other as family. Does anybody have any explanations as to why that would be?
They became a portal with each other.
Yeah.
All my paintings are the same. They're all part of the network. You are like a tree in this regard.
Aaron, take me off the big screen. I feel weird.
I'm going to move on and do lots for someone now. But go on, Tears. You keep talking while I figure this out. How to take Granny off the big screen.
I'm off the big screen. We're all guys. We're all like
right,
phone
so
guys connected.
I'll volunteer as tribute.
So all of my paintings, they may be different workings with different purposes and not even interacting with one another. Nobody's painting is going to attack another painting, that kind of thing. But they are my children, my creations. They are my essence, and they're out in the world. So I keep a good eye on them because they are all connected in that way, because they're all my magic. So they're all, when you put that out and they're all connected, it's because you are that common. You have to be able to, in the beginning workings, keep them separate. It's sort of like your reversal. You have to put it in the background. You have to put keeping it separate in its own container, its own.
You went mute.
You're silent.
Self.
Help it.
Tiara, you're
You-
muted, babe. Oh, shit.
Can't see you. Maybe phone call.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
Yes.
a lot of witches do that with each other as well. They will, they will get a stone, they will break the stone in half, and they will send it so that they can connect to each other
Yeah.
and contact each other, travel to each other like a portal, you know.
I do
And
that
that's
when
why an
I'm.
awful lot of witches share trees, parts of trees with each other,
So I
you know.
use when I do big group workings. I have the witches all getting the same kind of crystal, like amethyst, because that links all of the workings together, and it means that they can all join together. That's so it's the same idea, but it's just for me it was strange because it's 3 boards that were made at different times over the last 6 years. You know what I mean? And they're all like I get messages for those witches from those witches without those witches knowing that I'm getting those messages, and that shouldn't be right. So do I cut that or do I not? Because like I don't think I should do it. I don't even I didn't even know that was possible until it happened. But it happened. You know what I mean? So
Are
I
you
don't know.
worried that if you cut the connection, that the boards will no longer function as well?
Well, no,
Possibly.
no. They could do, yeah. They could stop working the way that they're meant to work. But at the same time, I don't want to cut the connection in case one of those witches one point actually needs assistance or needs help, or if they do, and then how am I going to know? Because I don't talk to these witches at all anymore. I don't wish them any ill will. Hey, babe. Don't wish them any ill will. Well, one of them I would rather see not on the face of the planet, but still, that's not ill will. That's just a wish, okay?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't wish harm on them, and especially in the spiritual, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Can you put a lock on it to where you have
Mine's
access to only open it and close it?
so mine's has a lock on it to prevent them from getting information from my board. They're not allowed. Nobody is allowed access to my board at all, whatsoever. But I've not stopped information coming in from theirs. I would assume I could lock it to stop receiving information, but I don't know. I'm a nosy bitch. What can I say?
My concern is
Yes,
what if
and
that
I
ends
wouldn't be
up being
locking that too neither.
See, she's nosy
Do
too.
you
She's
know what
like,
I mean?
she gets it.
Yes, I'd be keeping that open. That's something you need. Sitting board, have a wee nosy. No.
The handy little thing there, you know what I mean?
Listen,
Okay,
you'll
so we are doing Diane, right? How do I make myself bigger?
You gotta
Uh, Robbie!
Ooh, Diane, how
Okay.
lucky.
Dan looks clueless.
Okay, so let me flip this.
Clueless. I am completely clueless.
So we are going to do lots. Does anybody have any questions on what lots are? I think everybody understands them at this stage.
I would explain for the
Anyone?
people in the comments what they are and how you acquire them
Okay.
and how you identify them as what they represent.
Okay. So lots are literally trash. Okay. They can be absolutely anything, right? That and all it really needs is a connection to the witch. Okay. So nobody else can throw these. My daughter, who is also a witch, would have to have her own love. So each thing has a different meaning, right? So let me just get something I don't mind explaining to you. Okay, so there is a key, and what this key represents to me is new beginnings, because this was the first key to this house when we bought it, right? So it was a huge step in our life. It meant a lot. Now we have a new front door and everything like that. So that key, though, when I held that key in my hand for the first time, and I was opening my door for the first time when I got my house, it was a huge thing. So this is a new beginnings. That's what it means to me. So everything in here has a meaning to me. A lot of them were gifted. It has no. If somebody gives me something, it's cleansed, so it has no tie to them anymore, and it literally just belongs to me. So you build your locks over time. You can change them continuously. So say I lost that key, I just get something else that means the same thing to me and put it in. Do you get me? So when I throw, I interpret almost through feeling, the way they all land, near each other, and that tells me what's going on with the person, because I have such a deep connection with the lots. Absolutely anyone can throw lots. It is ancient. It goes across every culture. Okay. So we're going to do Diane now, and then we're going to get feedback. So we're going to call in for Diane, and just a general Diane, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine for me, darling.
So what I do when I'm doing this is when I'm touching the lots like this, you'll always see me doing it. Is I'm putting my energy into them. I'm offering my energy for the throw. Okay. Okay, so when you're reading lots, you want to move. The most important information is always going to be in the middle, and then you can go from what's around it. So let's just say in the middle. And the thing about it is, lots can be really personal. They can literally. That's a whole other story. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll just do this now. Okay, so Diane, at the moment for you, it's saying that you are a bit confused within yourself, within the community that you are in. You are kind of like, you know, how do I move forward in the community? Um, like everyone seems to be moving forward faster. I'm moving so slow. There's also members of your community, and you they're very accurate. There's members of your community, and you want to protect them, right? And you're kind of like going, how can I protect them from being stuck at home? Okay. And now I have to say, they are ratting you out a bit here, Deanne, because they're like, listen, she is setting us on them like we're attack dogs. And these are the ancestors. And they are like, tell this bitch to calm down. Basically, right? That is literally what they're saying. Tell her to calm down. We are not attack dogs. Do you know what I mean? But they're saying this as well. When you are using them, you must come with good intentions, okay? And they're saying here what you're doing, even though you're doing it in a protective way, Diane, right?
Yeah.
You want to protect people, and you're, calling on the ancestors for that. They're like going, tell her she's being a little bit greedy about it. Like she's asking us to do a little bit too much, and she's a bitch. Tell her, she can handle half of this herself, right? She doesn't need us to do it. So they're kind of telling you you're taking the lazy way out, and they're not there to do everything for you. You have your own gifts. You use them, bitch, basically, right?
That sounds like my
Okay, so
ancestors.
that's just one throw. Do you want to give feedback on it, or?
Yeah, well, you can see Zaf and Kat having a bit of a giggle there because they know exactly what that's talking about. So
So
yeah,
it's an accurate reading for you.
you be quiet, you. Don't you laugh and all. Yeah, I've been doing some protection works and calling on the ancestors. So
Oh,
yeah.
they're ratting you out. I'm telling you, they were like, tell that bitch to calm down, will you?
Excuse me,
Seriously.
I've got a
Okay,
3-year-old
so,
thinking this is hilarious.
I'm going to throw again and see what else they said if you want me to, yeah?
Okay. But that
Because
sounds
in
like my
general, I will
ancestors.
always be.
They are a belligerent lot, and they will call me
I
a
will always
bitch.
throw 2 or 3 times because, you know, they will give you a different message each time. But if they come through in the 2 or 3 times with the same message, it means that they are completely focused on it and you must work on it,
Yeah.
right? So if they come with a different message now, they're just, not too worried about the last one. You get me?
Yeah.
So calling in for Diane, calling in for Diane. Right, okay. Okay, right. So I think that, right, they're going on, I think, maybe to explain what's going on a bit in the situation, which I'm not going to say because that's personal, right? But they're saying, okay, so, right, the protection you are putting on people, why they're kind of saying to maybe calm down a bit is it needs to be more mundane than magical, okay? Um, and they're like, listen, all is not as it seems. There is actually there is going to be there's a whole heap of crap, and I see this a whole big pile of steaming crap, but you're going to come out on top of it, or whoever it is going to come out on top of it. However, it is saying there's a person trying to get out of a situation, yeah, yeah. They're saying there is someone disguising themselves with good intentions. So someone like a friend or, someone that's offering help or protection as well to them. And they have really bad ill will towards this person. Um, and they also have the power, if it's a witch, they have the power to affect this person magically. If it's a mundane person, they have the power to affect this person physically. Okay. Ancestors are up there. They're like, listen, we are obviously working on the male in the situation, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So they're up there. They're like, listen, we are taking care of the male in the situation. You need to take care of this person with the ill will. Um, and they're quite honestly, they're all the negativity is there. They're quite nasty, So they've explained that I do kind of get a fair idea of what's going on, but I won't say it. That's whoever it is personal business. There's no need for everyone to know it. So does that help you out?
It does, yeah, because there is a situation. The girls don't know about it yet because I was going to wait till tomorrow to tell them. You kind of, yeah. There is a situation, and there is,
Listen, you don't have to explain anything
yeah,
as long as it's accurate.
it is
Because remember, I
accurate.
don't know your situation. I am literally just interpreting lots.
Yeah,
So to me, I could be speaking absolute crap, but as long as it makes sense to you,
it makes 110% sense to me.
okay.
It does, my
So I'll
darling.
do one more, and we'll see what they have to say. So calling in for Diane. Okay, again, going into personal details like the last one that I won't go into. But okay, so they are literally saying to me that you have literally just thought in your head, can you take this person on magically?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Uh-huh.
answer is yes.
Yeah, thought so.
So your answer is yes, yes, you can. They might be powerful, but you're not bad yourself. This is okay. Um, ancestors again are like, listen, we've got the male. Don't even sweat it. Don't even worry about the male in this aspect. We are on it. It is all good, right? So again, you're going for the person that has um the power. And when I say the power, this is the person. The power can come in any form, magically, mundanely. They have the means, we'll say, okay? They have the means to do the harm. And you also have the means to stop them. See you here? The
Yeah.
protection is over all the negative things. So yes, the yes is there. The piece is with the protection, and you are over all the negativity to protect. Okay. So yes, can you handle business? Yes, Diane, you
I
can
can take
handle
care of
business.
business.
Could I
You
ask
can
a
take
could I
care.
I know it's not my
Yep,
reading, but could I ask a follow-up question, Diane?
you
Is that
can indeed.
okay?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it. Go for it, babe.
because I know who it is, right? I know what's going on here, right? So are other people allowed to also help Diane with this protection against the female?
Yeah. Okay, Diane, you just ask me that question, please, because it's your energy.
Are other people allowed to assist me in protection against the female?
Okay. Calling in for Diane, because I just have to call in for Zaffa. She's so question, you get me? So it's easier to say with you.
Yep.
Yes, right in the middle of the board. Yes, kick ass, go for it, enjoy yourselves, have fucking fun.
Kicking ass,
Again,
taking names.
again, listen, I just gotta say, again, they're like, we got the male, we got the man. Listen, be logical about it. We're going to take her and protect. And, they're saying a whole lot of shit there, right?
Yep.
I don't want to go too much into a personal situation, but I can tell you that after it's just basically what I think the situation is, which is someone else's personal business. But over here we have the yes with the negativity. So, yes, go for it.
Thank you very much, darling. I completely understand that in more ways than one.
Okay, right. Okay, brilliant.
On,
Okay,
ladies.
well, there you go. So that is, let me flip back.
That was
So
lovely. Thank
that
you very
is,
much, honey.
you're very welcome. That is lots.
Okay, you
And I
know what's
tell you,
up next? Leaf
leave
divination.
divination.
Leaf
I did.
divination.
I did a
I'm gonna.
reading for a client only today with the lots, right? And the lots they can be super personal, and they really don't care about your feelings. Okay, I've been told when people are gonna pass. I've been told when people are gonna have pass. I've been told people are having an affair with their neighbors. I'm like, I don't fucking want to know. This has nothing to do with the reading, right? So you have
Oh,
to learn to
yes.
be real quick to not say certain things. Do you know what I mean? But I got a person I was doing a reading for today, and it told me something, and I said it to her. I went, I just want to make sure I'm tapped into your energy and I'm getting you. Um, does this apply to you? And she was like, no. And I went, okay, I'll try again. So I threw three times, and the three times she was like, no. And I went, okay, listen, I'm gonna try once more. And if I can't tap into your energy, I'm gonna have to refund your money I can't tap into. So I threw it and it made sense and we went on. And by the end of the reading, she had admitted that everything I said at the very start was true. They'd been more gently brought her into it and she just wasn't really facing it. Do you get me? And I was like, listen, I'm so sorry. I'm sure the way I said it was very blunt to you. I said, because I was reading it. I said, and they're not always, soft and kind about it. But yeah, so it was spot on, and she just didn't want to admit to me that it was true. And I said, I don't care. When I'm reading for you, when I've read for you, it's gone out of my head. It's none of my business. And, it's gone. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to ring your mum and tell your mum what's going on in your lots reading. Do you know what I mean? You could be planning to murder someone, and I forgot all about it. What do you mean? No, nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
So
not
yeah,
planning to murder anybody. Not yet, anyway.
I know you're not.
No, there was a situation. Now, girls, you don't. I'll tell you about this one tomorrow. There was a situation developed yesterday, and I was sat last night talking to my ancestors and probably laying it on with them, probably laying it too much on them, which is where they're calling me out. So, yeah. Um, yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like,
answered a lot of
listen, that's
questions.
your personal business. It's very hard. I know when we're doing it online in front of a lot of people. things slip out. But if I'm ever doing lots for anyone and it's on a live and you feel it's getting something personal you don't want out, just go stop, and I stop straight away, and we can take it then private. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But never feel hi Wolf. Never feel that you have to go through with the lots reading on public. I'm just letting you know, guys, we're getting hella reported. I don't know if you can see them popping up. Like, someone is really jealous that we're just having fun and vibing, and they just can't be part of it. Oh, well.
A shame.
Imagine sitting.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting on someone's live that you don't like and reporting them. How sad is that?
I don't see it. Who's getting? What are we doing?
Zappa
Looking
got
at Mr. Kitty.
reported. Punk Rock Witch got reported. Granny got
The
reported, and Chris got reported.
the fans
Oh,
just keep on coming. Ah,
oh no! Now I
So
feel
have,
kind of left out.
if we
It's literally
if the
just an
live does go
educational
down,
live.
just go straight over to Punk Rock Witch, and
yep.
she'll pick it straight back up. So before we move on to leak divination with Gina, does anyone have any questions on that they'd like to ask?
Is there a certain number of charms that you need, or is that
No,
up to the
you
witch?
can have, the more terms you have, the more details you can get.
Okay.
But no, there you can have. You want it to be throwable, Grammy, though. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be breaking your wrist picking up your lots there,
Got you. I
right?
got you.
So, yeah, yeah, no, there's no set number. It's whatever you are comfortable with. You know what I mean?
And what about material hex? Is it brass or silver or gold?
That's
Anything?
just my set. That's just my set because I'm a bougie bitch, right? Do you know what I mean? But my lots that I had, things my kids had made me out of clay in it. They worn down. Things tend to wear down with me, and that's why I replaced them all with the brass things. I use what the animals are as my symbolism in it. Do you know what I mean? Um, but that's because I'm throwing years and I have it down. Do you know what I mean? So I can just put that on onto the ornaments and things. And an awful lot of them are gifts from other witches as well, which puts a bit of feeling and emotion into it. But no, you can have an acorn. Like the key I have, like I said, is what, 23 years old, that silver key for the door. Been sitting in my lot set for
That's
23
sweet.
years.
So
It
you
could
could
be
use
anything.
seashells or
There's
you know,
seashells in it. There's
and
seashells in
yeah.
it. What you want is things that don't break easy though. Like as I said, I had the clay. Like my daughter when came home from school with a little clay butterfly, but it fell, and I loved it. It was one of our first little gifts from preschool for me. But it fell and broke, so I took the bit that chipped and broke, and I used it in it for years until it crumbled and could no longer be used. Do you know what I mean? And then I replaced it with something else that signifies female to me. And also, I have to change mine around because I have an absolutely terrible habit of pointing to my lots as I'm reading it. So then people start reading my lots as well. So I have to continuously change pieces out so that other people aren't reading my lots. Because I used to read continuously for my best friend, and he'd start interpreting them through the phone, going, "But could it mean?" And I was like, "You stop reading my lot, like, you know." And he's like, "But that landed there, that he knew all the meanings." So I had to go and change it because then he's putting his interpretation on it. Do you know what I mean? And it's not working because it has to be. It's my lot, so it's my interpretation. And I just said, no one else can use them. You don't even want anyone else touching them. They're yours. You know what I mean? It's one of those divination tools. You don't want other people putting their energy onto. And the girls that are in the chat with me, Miami, Grammy, Punk Rock Witch, and Chris will attest to this because they've seen it. I've had people come and they've tried to interfere with my divination. They tried to block me psychically and things like that. And I woke up in the morning and what's been over the top of my lots protecting it? Spider webs. That's how I know
Spider
people have
webs.
tried. Yeah. They're sitting there, I throw all the time They build spider webs overnight. They literally come to my lot and they'll be webbing over from one end of the bowl to the other. And that's spider as my ally, stopping people from trying to interfere with my divination technique. So good luck, bitches. It's not
Either
gonna
way, we're
work. I'm
too
gonna read you the filth.
connected. We're too
Gonna
connected
read you
with
the
each other.
filth. Okay, so any other questions, or will we move on to Gina's leaf divination? Gina's up. Who's gonna be
Hey,
first?
Gina.
Yay, leaf divination. Okay. All
With
right.
Maple, yeah?
This is really, really easy. Yes. This came from my backyard. Leaf divination is
Nice.
really simple, right? Now, you see how Grammy said she's never done Fritos on herself? I don't
Yeah.
see anybody honestly necessarily being able to do leaf divination on somebody other than yourself. Okay. So
Nice.
you find a beautiful leaf that you're drawn to, right? You take the stem off. You can write the question on it if it's soft enough, if you want to, or you can just ask the leaf what you want an answer to, right? So who wants to ask a question?
We'll get the other Scottish person in the chat, which is Hinchin Witch.
Who?
And you're on mute.
Cat. Cat.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Oh, I'm trying to make it so it's not coming across as personal. And it's probably going to, it might sound massive because we're coming into a new year. There's a specific question I have in mind. I know my two girls here will know what I'm talking about. But is it going to happen next year?
So ask the leaf that.
Will it happen for me next year?
So here's what you do now. It's real easy. Let me put this down like this so you can see what I'm doing. So basically, without paying any attention, you just rip it into pieces. Okay. So, that one's a bit big. So basically what you do at this point is you spread them out and you look at every single one of them and you try to find different shapes of like animals or items, maybe a tree or a car, a house, something like that. So that is basically what I am doing right now is I'm looking for an animal. So this one to me looks like a dog. That's a dog's face right there. Long body like a wiener dog and a tail on the end.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a dog to me. This one oddly looks like a fish, but then also it looks like a butterfly sitting on a flower.
Mm-hmm.
A butterfly sitting on a flower. And you're thinking, okay, a butterfly is not answering my question, right? A dog may not answer your question. But then you have to, after you find things that you're sure are shapes of something, then you look up, if you don't already know, what a dog signifies, what a butterfly signifies, right? What they actually mean when you spot one. This one looks like it could possibly be a mole or a possum. I would say a possum.
That's
What's
a
that look like?
possum, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a possum.
Indeed, right? A possum for sure.
It's a possum.
Okay, so we have a possum, we have a dog, we have a butterfly. So what does that mean? I can tell you right now that what a possum represents is adaptation rather quickly. So you can adapt to things very quickly. You also have a very quick response to things as well. You can also remain super calm when under pressure. Okay. So the butterfly, what does that signify? That signifies change, like permanent change, transformation. Okay. All right. And then a dog. I don't know the magical properties of a dog. So if anybody wants to look that up, go right ahead. What does a dog signify?
Loyalty,
There you go. That's a good
loyalty,
one.
friendship.
Yep, for sure. Let's see what else. What other shapes do we have here?
Also, just a butterfly on the Celtic side of things would be ancestors as well, like putting
Oh, there
something
you
in the
go.
ancestors' hands.
There seems to be a theme of death and rebirth there going on, to be honest.
Yeah.
Listen, on the Celtic path, everything is life, death, rebirth. Absolutely everything.
I
Agree.
don't know. That looks like something that I can.
In which case it's all just death. Everything's death in the Scottish path.
Also said something good. She said it looked like to her like a gray moth on a flower that means trust your instincts.
Is that a Christmas tree?
That's a good one. That's a good call. This here looks like a sailboat.
It kind of looks like a triangle. Now, wouldn't that be? Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah, that could be Trinity, right? And this is actually a really cool shape. So this actually looks like a witch kneeling with a wand and her hand out.
Ooh, yeah.
See that?
That looks
Isn't
like
that
an imp
awesome?
to me.
Beautiful.
I'll take pictures
Doesn't
of
it?
these and I'll send them to you.
Fab.
Baby
Cool.
Yoda.
Like, that's amazing, Gina.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do, you know? It's so easy to do. I think that's all the shapes. I don't see any other shapes really standing out. Actually, this one looks like a witch too. This one looks like a witch too. Yeah. So you got two witches for sure. So that could honestly mean if you're partnering up with somebody that also is a magical being, they could be coming up in this reading to answer, to help confirm yes or no to your question. Honestly, I don't know what your question is.
You are getting told on here. You are
will be
getting
honest.
ratted out.
She's either starting a coven or she's joining a coven. She's absolutely
You're starting
beginning a
the
path to something different than what she is now.
It is a trinity.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I think that's it. That's all the shapes. So you got two witches. You got a dog. You have a sailboat. You have a butterfly. You have a triangle. You have a possum. And those are your shapes. Not too bad. Not too bad. Any questions?
I love
No,
that.
but
Gina.
even just
Loved
by
it.
coming out with the descriptions of what you have said about what is going on in my life, it might not make sense to everybody else, but it makes sense to me. And Zaf and Diane can testify to, because they know what's going on in my personal life, and it makes sense to me. And I know Zaf's going on about the triangle.
Say it. Can I just say it, please? Can I say it? It's your life.
Sure, yeah.
The triangle is the strongest shape in the universe. The triangle represents strength. It doesn't just represent the Trinity and the unity and all that three stuff. It doesn't just represent that. It represents strength.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why do you need permission to say that, woman?
Because no, it's
Fucking live. It's not my live.
They're all
I
chatting.
know.
You're
I
just
know.
I was like, she got to rip apart. She's asking for permission, and she goes on to this really nice thing about a triangle. I was like, why? Like, why are you asking? Can you share something nice and knowledgeable? Like, no,
I
of
thought it
course.
looked like a
We
jet.
It is.
love people
It
sharing
is.
information like that.
Who's
You know.
next?
and we had that mad discussion, didn't
You
we?
do me. I want you to do me
I
too.
had a triangle given to me about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it, Saf? Yeah, with the triangle on it.
And didn't we have
Are
that?
you doing another leaf divination, or are you saying for
That's
someone
the only
else
leaf I
to?
found. No, that's the only leaf I found outside. That was fresh and not crispy.
Does anyone
Okay, so
want
I was
does
about
Miami
dry?
or Chris?
off steak.
Oh, we'll put fish and
Yes,
stuff.
get me out of the big old box, Miami. Chris, take the
I don't have
spotlight.
any dominoes on me now, but next week I'll do domino divination.
Oh, nice.
That's a good idea. I
So
like that.
cheers,
I like
take it
that.
away.
All right, this is drawing divination. Who has an earworm or a song stuck in your head?
Always, every day.
What is it?
Oh, today? What was I singing today? All right, so have you ever heard of Taking Back Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the song with Flavor Flav, you're a lush and I hate it, but these grass stains on my knees, they don't mean a thing.
Oh boy. Okay, so do you have the title of that one?
That's why I just sang it to you. The answer is obviously no. You know what? Wait a minute. You're So Last Summer. That's what it's called. You're So Last Summer. Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is pretty easy. Oops. There we go. You're So Last Summer.
They're a fun band live.
So we're going to listen to it together. So this is how it works.
Can I sing?
Oh, yeah. I hope you do.
That sounds great.
Actually, if you sing it out, it's a better energy exchange between the reader and the person with the question. So particularly earworms have a purpose. There's a message in there that you're supposed to get, right? But sometimes you can't unpack it. So we're going to do a drawing divination. So what you need is a paper plate or a circle. Paper plate's the easiest, most accessible circle. And I like that it has an edge so that when I'm doing it and going crazy, it stops me from going onto the table or something, you know, where it wouldn't matter. So you're going to do north, south, east, west, and you're going to write, or you can remember that in the north, it's about adaptation or earth, right? The east is about flight or the wind. South is about fight or fire, passion. And west is about fawn or going with the flow, right? So you're going to, this is your everyday, how it's affecting you. This is your spiritual. Okay? That's all you need to do. And when you are ready with the song, You're So Last Summer, let's see if I can skip this ad immediately.
Everybody sing.
I
If
don't
you
know
know
this
it.
crazy ass song.
Maybe I will, know it.
It's a good song.
Come on, Grammy, we'll catch on to the chorus.
It's a good song when you're cleaning the house, especially when you're cleaning up after other people.
I usually sing I Want to Be Sedated when I do that.
You're So Last Summer, Taking Back Sunday, because that was a cover. There we go. It's all karaoke.
No. No, it's not.
There we go.
Taking Back Sunday. You're so last summer.
Maybe.
It's on YouTube. Don't let it go to your head. Boys like you are a dime a dozen. Boys like you are a dime a dozen. She said, you're a touch overrated. You're a lush, and I hate it. Never lied to you. Unless
That's
I
all
had
you
to.
need.
I do what I got to.
Get through if it's, especially if it's a long song, like if somebody says, "Oh, I have Bohemian Rhapsody stuck in my head," and you're
11-minute
like, "I
song.
don't got Bohemian Rhapsody time." You get through the first chorus, the first bar, the first bridge, all of that. Get to the next stage, right? So you get through that first part. While you're listening, you're jamming out with your pen and you're letting it go. This is like dancing with your hands.
Nice.
All right. So it's not going to make too much sense to anyone in particular, but this is the interpretation. The important part is don't look at what you're drawing. It doesn't matter what part of the plate is where. It's all intuitive, right? The pen's going to find it. The energy is going to find it. The hand dance is going to find it. So you just look up at the sky, close your eyes, jam out, listen to the song, read the lyrics, whatever you need to do. All right. So we see very heavy that there is a lot of discourse in your north, in your ability to adapt to something. This is a stubbornness. This back and forth suggests that it's definitely you struggling to want to make this change. And it's probably because why should I have to change, right? Right? Or something like that. Why should I have to accept this? So that I see in your ability to adapt, it's a stubbornness that's holding you back from something. And that something close to your flight, right? Your flight, your wind, your ability to get going, to move on and to heal. It's just a little bit of affecting it. So this
That
is
makes
something
sense.
that you're holding on to like a grudge.
No, it's celiac disease. 100%. It's adapting to my new diet and not being able to order food on DoorDash anymore and just eat a fucking cheesesteak. I'm dead serious. Like I was so frustrated that I had to spend almost $100 on bread just to make stuffing. Special
Yeah, because you had to get that
gluten-free
special.
stuffing. Yeah, absolutely. And it is going to affect my health if I keep glutening myself.
Well, that will actually go into your next part, your water, your fawn, your ability to go with the flow, right? So this is your ability to accept. This is your ability to say, okay, I'm on this. We got this. Rice bread, right?
Sounds fucking horrible.
You're going to get there though. Because you see, you're not waffling anymore. You're not waffling. This is a straight affirmative. You're going to get there, but it's not going to be easy. This is not going to be an easy year of adjustment for you.
No, it hasn't been so far. It's been quite a few months now. It was in the summer when I was diagnosed with it. So it's definitely been even like I was getting sick every single day and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why am I getting sick every single day? And I had a headache every single day and I was taking Advil. Advil has gluten in it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
You need a leave.
Yeah,
A
I didn't
leave.
know that Advil had gluten in it. So, but I was getting myself sick as a dog every single day. And then I finally figured it out. Like I went on a Facebook group and was like, what the hell is going on? What is weird, that has gluten in it? Like, what is it? And people were throwing things out there. They were like tea bags and, this and that and the third. And then somebody said Advil gel caps. And I was like, bingo, that's what it is.
See, that's this whole rigmarole here. You're going to feel jerked around quite a bit, getting the wrong information, especially, or not enough information about the things that you consume. So that jerk around, you're going to make the progress. But look, see, you can kind of see on the ridges, which is another reason why you should use a paper plate. These ridges actually help, right? You can see that it's going to be about a third of the year. Right into that, you're going to start to get some in spring around barbecue season.
Ugh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you'll get back on towards the end of the summer, but then with the next season of holidays, you're just going to go back to frustration and waffling. Now, let's talk about how this affects your fight or your passions or your fire, right? Because
One
this is
of
a
my
whole
passions
plate.
is food, specifically
She's
Italian food.
Italian.
You see the
Yeah, I'm
waffling?
Italian. Like, duh, it's clearly making pasta, right? Like meatballs, even. I did find a way to make gluten-free meatballs. The brand Hers chips, they are 100% gluten-free. Everything Hers makes is 100% gluten-free. Plain potato chips works like brilliantly in a meatloaf for meatballs. Brilliantly.
And for stuffing, forget the bread. Apples.
No.
Granny Smith apples.
No. No, I'm just going to have to spend $100 on bread every single year. It is what it is. It didn't come out bad. It was actually quite delicious.
Good.
For $8 a loaf.
But do you see the pattern, how you go back to waffling, but you also have some fight in there? You're going around in circles, but you're also waffling. So this is where you're going to struggle the most creatively, but you're also trying to get that breakthrough. You're trying to get that breakthrough. Now, full circle, this is a full plate. We go back to your flight, your east, your wind, right? Now you're going to see that you got way more cohesion once you get this breakthrough. See how it's way more beautiful, more free flow, more less of a problem. You can actually see patterns and prettiness in there, like a roller coaster. That's how life is. It's like a roller coaster. So this is where you're going to get, once you get through this breakthrough, you're going to get a hold of all of this problem that you're waffling about now. Now, how is this affecting you spiritually, your food?
I would say that's probably the one thing that's not affected by it. More so my attitude.
So I would say spiritually from this, yeah, you're right. Because you got a nice, good rhythm in all of these, like in your fight, your south, your fire. You got a nice little tornado shape, straight up like a building. All right, so you got that. You definitely got the passion, especially if this is related to your food spiritually, right? Because remember, food and spirituality go hand in hand because there's so much healing in what you eat and how you eat and gratitude of it. Now, in your fawn, your water, or your ability to go with the flow, there's resistance. There is a little bit of resistance or an inability to want to jump into the water.
No,
With this.
no to the apples.
Oh, we already did that way.
I do miss good garlic bread. I do miss real pizza.
Now, your ability to adapt, I see a strong desire to adapt. You can kind of see there's an open road, this curve right here. It's like an open road on the horizon. You need to get through your breakthrough in order to adapt, right? but spiritually, you are balanced and able to adapt. You just need the answer. You need the directions. You need your GPS to work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that brings us back to... Oh, I already did all 4. All right. Now, the final thing you would do is you take the plate as a whole, and then you just try to find the overarching image in there. Let me know when you see something.
I saw a face.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
it
I
as well.
did
And it looks like
too.
they were trying to eat something.
I
You go
saw a
back a bit
heart.
more.
She's got a big love heart there.
There.
Big massive love
There you
heart.
go. Yeah.
It's a face,
What I
and it's like
see...
a snake going for the face. Do you see that? You see
I
the
saw a
same as
big
me, Diane?
cowboy hat, like people wear in the country. Like,
There's upside down, like full
There's
180.
there's a person on this side,
Yeah. Turn upside down.
right there.
Right, stop.
Yeah,
I see a face there.
the face. Something's trying to eat something though.
I can see the
Yeah,
mouth.
that'd be me.
That
That'd be
face
me.
has a good head of hair.
Bit of garlic bread.
Anything call out to
I
you?
see a mushroom under a willow tree.
Mushroom. Yep.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes,
I
right
can't-
here. I see it.
I can't even screenshot because I took my cover off my phone to fit this down.
Oh,
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Someone screenshot
oh, I
it.
see.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
actually see something
I
crazy.
see the
right now.
mushrooms. It took me a minute.
So what I would do then is that I would stare at this and even probably look like a crazy person while I'm doing it, and try to maybe blur my eyes, refocus, play around with perspective and light till the image jumped out at me. And then you see the face, right? Or the mushrooms. Here's the image I see.
Oh, here, go
Right.
back to something. Sorry. I'm seeing more stuff.
I see, if I could, I see an object in hands like this,
Like a heart.
like a heart or a loaf of bread.
Oh, it would definitely be bread. Hands down.
Dough.
Hands
It's
down.
dough. A lump of dough, look.
It looks like if someone screenshot because it actually looks like there's a man standing with a baker's apron on. There's someone sprinkling. Like sprinkling on a pizza.
It's Parmesan cheese.
That's wishful thinking.
I got it.
Brilliant.
I love that. Thank you so much. I've never heard of anything like that before. I can't wait to do it.
can't wait to do this
I'll make a
yourself. It's
video.
awesome.
I'll make a
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
and I'll teach you.
We can
It's a
even
lot of
send you
fun.
this clip of this live, and you can put it on your page. This was
That'd
a
be
I'll
great. This is
download it
great.
and I'll put it all on YouTube, and you can take whatever the hell you want from it.
There you go. That's a great idea.
And it's great for anybody if you know someone with an earworm or a song stuck in their head, finger dance it out with a pen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
almost
I
like
love
every
that.
time my ear rings, I got to go do divination. Now, whenever a song is stuck in my head, I gotta go do divination.
You gotta do it.
Does Chris or Miami or anyone else want to do any form of divination? Cards even? So
Can I do one?
we have stuff. Yeah, we'd love you to. Thank you, Tears.
Oh fuck! I wasn't expecting that hex, man. Jesus. I do apologise. You know, we don't bring clash, right? Who am I reading for? Who would like to be read? Somebody that
Chris, do you want to get a reading?
Yeah, yeah.
right? Okay. Hold on. How do I turn this around again? Hold on, so I can show
I'll
you
do it.
what I'm.
Sorry, too.
So I can show you what I'm working with. So this is what I'm working with.
You're blind. We're
Oh
blind.
yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
come
that's
on.
right. I'm sorry. I'm
There you
trying.
go.
This is what I'm working with. This is a divination board. This will be the last time you ever see this, okay? Okay, cool. There you
You've
go.
done it again, babe.
I know, because I'm turning the camera, okay? You are only allowed like snapshot pictures. You are just going to need to deal with looking at my mug, all right? Thank you. It is beautiful. I designed it myself. Okay,
It
Chris,
is
do you
gorgeous.
have... Thank you. Right. Chris, do you have a question, sweetheart?
Just in general. Just in general.
Rightio. Oh, they didn't all come out. Would you look at that? You never got the sea glass? Aw, shame. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you sure you want me to read? Just a general, just read? Okay, so you need to do... I'm just going to tell you as I see it, and you're just going to need to deal with it. Don't tell me if it works for you or if it doesn't. If it doesn't or whatever, I don't care. Take it with you, okay? Right, so... Is there... Okay, I'm not asking. There's a man around you that travels, right? Whether that's to work or to school, whatever it is, there's a man around you, or a male, we'll go male energy, right? There's a male energy that travels around you. You need to put protection on that male.
Right.
He's got a big ass evil eye on his head, quite literally. I'll show you. Done. Evil eye on his head, quite literally. Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it.
Right, you need to protect that shit. Get that shit locked right down.
Yep.
Do your own divination, of course. Right. There is a lot to do with the element of water here. So there's we've got the depths, we've got obscurity. But there's something here about protection with water. It's upside down. So you don't need to...
Don't use water.
Yeah.
Don't use water.
Yeah.
Can't drown them.
What?
Can't drown them. With the water, can't drown them.
There's room for transformation. He is quite lucky. This isn't for you, Chris. This is for somebody around you.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead. See who can pass it on to.
Do you have a son?
Yeah.
One that's lacking in confidence, that's got his self-love all wrapped up in places that it probably shouldn't be?
Probably.
Can I do this for you off of here?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because this isn't something I want to be putting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Tears then? Tears was asking.
Yeah.
And you and Chris can talk privately.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Sorry about that, Chris.
No, here. I think I have an idea what it is anyway.
I don't want to just like fucking throw your shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
I know what it is.
All right, well then, if you know, then you know.
I know.
If you know, you know. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. Do you know what? I love divination. Right? But...
What comes out? You know,
I know, but...
that's what happens. That's what happens when you do readings.
Why are you always the wild card? Okay, anyway. Right, Tiara, do you have a question, sweetheart? Where are you?
Yeah, how about, am I doing this all for naught?
All for nothing?
Yeah.
Is Tiara doing this all for nothing? No. No. Okay, so there is an ending coming for you, and it's probably something is ending. And I'm saying something because it's quite literally the mystery card that's ending, right? So you know what that is. I don't know what that is, but whatever it is to you, it's ending. And it'll probably be ending the beginning to mid of next year. So say March, just for talking sake. I know we don't do predictions, right? But I don't really give a fuck. What? I don't. Right. So you do have an ending coming. It's a mystery. You have. Okay. There is a transformation coming, right? And it's protected. But it's okay. I'm not going to do these on here. I don't want to do these on here. Tiara,
Is it that bad?
no. The
Kind of
ladies in,
personal stuff, is it?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not like you. I can't get round it without saying
Yeah,
it.
no, I
Like
got you.
I'm just like, yeah, I'll read for you. Ah, shit, not here. I'll read for all of you, just not here. Okay, what I can leave you with,
You
right,
know what
Tia?
I'm going to tell you, and I'm being honest, the ancestors deliberately do that because they're laughing at you not being able to tell her on a live. They entertain themselves with it, I swear.
What I can tell her is there is clarity coming, and there is, we'll call it a time where there is peace and calmness, right? So there is positive aspects to this that are all wrapped up in the outcome that comes from this ending. But that's as far as I can tell you. So yeah, good luck.
Oh yes, because immediately that song, that horrible song from the '90s. Every new beginning is some other beginning's end. What was that called? Pops right up in my ear.
Yeah, no, but you've also got the evil eye here, Tier, so
I know about that one.
be watchful. The evil eye doesn't pop up. Do you know, right? See when you do, I don't know about you, Hex, right, with what you do, but the evil eye doesn't really pop up very often for mundane people. Would you believe it? I see the evil eye more for witches than what I do
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
mundane people.
Yeah.
Always.
Literally, you're on a social media app with
Always.
Witch Talk.
Yeah.
Do you know the amount of people probably throwing at us right now because we're on the live?
Yep.
Yes.
Honestly, if
Hey.
people just pluck you and use you for target practice, it's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yep.
you know?
And I do have the Malocchio removal kit on my shop. Very vintage witch. Everything you need.
Well, you look at my
Multiple
reading alone,
uses.
the reading I did for Diane was the same thing, and reading I've been doing for customers over the last 2 weeks has been the same thing. The fucking snake in the grass. It's all about someone presenting as a what's of it, right? That's the evil eye. The
Yeah.
evil eye is when you have a
I mean, it's
smile
true.
on your face, but your
That's
words
right. They're
don't
throwing it
mean
at
what they
you.
mean,
They're literally
right?
throwing it at you. You can throw
Right?
someone the
The
evil
snaky
eye and not
friend.
even mean to.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, that's huge. So all the readings I'm doing, I don't know what the hell is going on with people, but the evil eye is rampant, rampant. That fake snaky friend is everywhere for everyone, you
Yep.
know?
Kind of
I
go
know
back.
exactly who my fake snaky friend is.
Me.
Not you.
Dragon friends.
Ah.
You're my dragon friend.
Yeah.
See? So
It can be hard. That's the thing. It can be hard to figure out who a snaky friend is, especially if they're presenting themselves with a smile on their face, but a lot of people are getting it down because in my readings, you're probably going to get it in yours as well. It's like going, you know who it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know who it is. And they're like, yeah, like I am. Yeah, I know who it is. So we do know, but sometimes you just need that confirmation or that push to go, yeah, I'm right. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
Tia.
my girls know the person that I'm thinking of is somebody that I cut ties with.
Tia, do
You
you
cut
spend any
ties with
time
them.
I
near
cut ties with
no,
them for a good reason, but they
Near
don't
what?
think it's a good reason. So
What was the question?
I wasn't going to ask a question. I was going to ask a question, but I'm going to rephrase it. Get your ass down to the beach. Go to the sea. You need to go to the water. Like you're being called to the sea. I'm assuming the sea is a place of calmness, right? So you need to get your ass down to the sea so that you can reach your place of calmness for that financial gain that's coming in, right? So the ending, there's the financial gain. I'm trying to work out what it is that I can say to her. That so get to the water. Like, why are you not at the water? Fucking go.
You know, that's actually something that I've been struggling with because I live at the beach. And I can't even remember the last time I went to the beach. I don't think I was even had a bikini body the last time I went to the beach, and I went shamelessly in a bikini.
Bikini body or not,
That's
sweetheart.
what I love to hear it.
I don't care if you're down there in a duffel coat with Ugg boots on. Okay,
Yeah.
get your ass down to the water. All right.
I know.
Sorry.
I know. Actually,
No,
I've
you're
known
right.
this for a while. I haven't been able to get there, and I've been saying it. I need to get to my source of power. I'm a sea witch. I learned sea magic before anything else. I lived on a boat for 3 years. That's where I did all my
Lovely.
terrible witchcraft, learning the hard way how to do it.
And I may not go to the water in Ugg boots, but I go in a duffel coat. Zaf's just described me trundling down to the water.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
mean, where
going
we live,
to.
you'd be hard pressed to see anyone in a bleed. You'd be worried about them if they were on the beach in the bikini, right? Like, what
I'll
was wrong with
surf in
them?
January.
Get them in the white coats.
Or
They
wellies.
die before they got there. They freeze to death.
I'll surf in January. I'm in Southern California. I have no excuse. I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever been to the beach in a bikini. Ever. Here.
So,
It's
so
always
just a
been-
question off Natasha. What's the best way to transmute the best energy sent you? Be a bit more. There's so many different ways to transmute energy. So, are you talking about like healing energy sent to you or positive vibes? Is that what you mean?
Eat it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Fucking
absorb it.
eat it. Eat it.
You know.
There's so many different ways of transmuting energy. One of my favorite healing spells is very simple. When you've burnt your finger, you hold it to wet ground, wet earth, and you say to the earth, I give you this burn for energy and for nutrients, and I only ask that you take it away from me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We do that with plants.
How do you transmute bad energy? So then when you can, it depends on how skilled you are, okay? So you can also absorb bad energy. But what you want to do is twist it and change it when you're taking it in. But there are some people whose energy is so stank, you literally don't want to do that. You don't want to absorb it. So
You
you
get
want
rid
to
of it.
store it. Yeah, you either want to get rid of it or if you want to use it in baneful workings, you can store it. Now you can store it in a stone, and a very popular one that people use is obsidian. But you can literally use any stone or tree to like a bit of bark or a stick or anything like that to absorb negative energy, and then you'll use it in your spell book and put it into your spell book and send it back at someone else. Sometimes you just want to get rid of it. Okay. So you need to know your energy. So unless you know if it's the type of energy you want to flip and consume, the type of energy you want to store, or the type of energy you absolutely want rid of, don't absorb it. Just get rid of it all. Do send backs and things like that. Have your wards and things up like that. And when you get a bit more experience and you can feel out the energy, then you can be like, oh no, I'll consume that. That'll give me a bit of energy, do you know what I mean? Or that'll be good to throw back at someone or things like that, you know. But if someone's sending you healing, if someone's sending you positive vibes and you feel it, just open up, let it in, breathe it in, you know.
You could redirect it as well. You don't always need to transmute. You know what I mean? You can redirect it. Like Hexa said, you can store it in something, you know, for later use. Or you can give it down into the land and get the land to transmute it that way if you want as well. But if you're savvy enough, you can redirect it not onto the witch that sent you, but onto another witch. You could absolutely do that, and I absolutely advocate for that because it's very helpful.
Mm.
In my
That's
case,
it. We manipulate energy in
I have
all ways, shapes, and forms.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Jan, go on.
all right, it's all right. I was just going to say, I mean, in my case, I have a specific ward that if somebody directs negative energy at me, that particular ward transmutes that energy into protection for my home.
Mm.
So you throw your negative energy, you're just protecting me, you know.
So lavakite, and to add on to the obsidian that Hex was saying, lavakite and is very good for transforming or transmuting energy. But labradorite is also very good at transforming energy. It's also very, very good for reflection. So it's very good for reflecting that energy back off of you. And you could use a smoky quartz per se to redirect the energy if you don't want to have it on you anywhere. Smoky quartz is also a really good one for
Like
storing.
smoky quartz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, it's such
Do
a
you
good
know what's
one.
a really good thing to do as well? And it is a form of transmutation, and I actually do it a lot, and that's why you don't see me lose me crap too much with witches throwing at me on TikTok is because I'm like, yeah, throw away. I'll take that and feed on my allies with it, okay? So my spiders feed off that. My plants feed off that. My entities feed off that. Listen, if you're going to send it, it would be rude not to use it. Okay, I'm not taking it on you. You're sending it, so and with all my rights to feed my entities with it. Okay. But the thing about it is as well, when it comes to that, certain entities will want certain energies. So again, you have to figure out if your allies want the type of energy that's being sent. Do you get me?
Yeah.
But that's a real Irish thing to do there, is to feed your allies, your entities within the home, the spirits within the home, the animals within the home, that are your allies with that energy.
So over here, just to give you a polarity, we like to tether that type of thing to specific types of plants. So we do.
Yeah,
The hawthorn, I know it's the same on the Irish path as it is over
yeah.
here, is a very good plant tree to be tethering that type of stuff to. And
Got
it
nice
loves it.
big thorns. Mm.
Loves it.
Just it puts hairs on its chest, as they say. Their thorns just get bigger, and then we use the thorns. It's another form of transmutation. you know. There's millions of ways of doing it, absolutely millions. All different cultures and all different paths are going to have a million different ways. Each individual witch is going to have their own favorite way. Like how many witches do you see when a super moon comes or an eclipse come and they're running out, saving all that energy? Do you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
use. And if you ever see me do that, I always use obsidian and a cage to trap that energy in and keep that energy for when I want to release it in workings. Do you know what I mean? So that's my personal way of doing it. You can simply use a cage to trap it on a little sea stone, or stone out your garden. It doesn't matter. Stones are amazing at holding anything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
So
do.
Zappa will have her way, I'll have my way, Granny will have her way, so on and so forth. Do you know what I mean? It's just about finding what works for you and what you
I like
enjoy.
money and vacations, so I thank everybody for all of that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, an awful lot of people. So that's everyone laughs at me because I was brought up on the Irish path to feed I take all that energy, I transmute it, and I feed my allies. And I was told that's what I am meant to do as a witch, is look after my allies very well. And then I join a group chat, and they are all transmuting into new cars, holidays. And I sit there and go, damn, damn. They're like, just try it. I tried it. Yes, it works. Do you know what I
It
mean? But I
works
still
very
have to.
well.
Yeah, I
It
still
would.
have to feed the allies. So I was
It would.
like, oh, I got to 45 years of age, never thought of getting myself a new car. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know, it would be rude not to. To be fair, I
Yeah,
mean, if they're just
exactly.
if they're going to be so,
If they're going to give their energy so freely
yeah,
and willingly, why not
yes,
take it?
if they're going to be so
Right?
fruitful,
Yes.
then why not? Like, thank you to all the haters for giving me the inspiration that I needed and the motivation that I needed to sit down and write my book and make all the notepads, and just thank you
That's
from
it,
the
yeah.
bottom of my heart.
You
I
can
had a
transmute that into anything, creativity, energy, you name it, you
I had
know?
an
Hmm.
amazing trip at Europe, so thank you for that. It was wonderful.
Hmm.
And all my new cars are a blessing, so thank you for all of that.
Cars,
Well, stuffy as
plural.
all, I have really giant fat spiders, so suck on that. With your holidays and cars.
Hexa spiders are the chubbiest spiders I have ever seen.
I know, but they're cute. They are
The
cute.
cutest thing ever.
They're
It's
really
like
cute.
this blob with little legs. I can't even run up and down the web. And I'm like, just stop eating. And it's like, stop giving it to me and I'll stop eating. Like, but it's like, it definitely needs a diet, you know? But I work very well with spider, very, very well, you know?
So could I introduce you to one of the other witches, Shelley, Celestial Moon? Could I
Hi,
introduce?
Celestial Moon.
Bye.
Oh, pleased to meet you, hon.
Thanks.
Are you
I,
Scottish?
no, I've actually got more Irish in me. Would you believe?
Ah, sure, here we go. Trouble. More trouble. What part of Ireland you from?
All my ancestors are from Cork,
Oh my God.
from in McGeely,
What did I
Castlemartyr.
say yesterday to you? Was it yesterday we
Everybody
were on the
comes
live
from
or the day
Cork.
before? We all go back to Cork. I'm telling you.
Well, somebody
See what
took
I
the
Yeah,
cork
mean?
out of the bottle.
I used to live in Dublin for a little while,
Oh,
and I married
what
a
part?
Dublin man for my
What
sins.
part?
I used to live in Edenmore, Raheny,
Oh, Raheny. Is it
and
posh? Excuse me.
oh no, it's not. It's a dump.
And I say that from South Dublin. Fun.
And then I was out in Tallaght,
Oh God.
and that's a dump and
Very
all.
posh.
Oh. But yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I
I
had
love
my
your
daughter in High
laugh.
Street.
Oh.
You can't just come on and insult their land, Shelley. That's not cool, man.
No, because
No,
that's
she's
fun
right.
love.
Listen,
No, I don't
I'm
mean
saying that to her. I'm taking the piss because I'm South Dublin, but I go very posh. I'm like going, that's a kip.
it's a kid.
She gets it, you know, it's a kip.
It is.
She's not talking about the land, she's talking about the people on the land, aren't you?
I remember saying to my dad, like, oh, I've met a fella, you're gonna really like him, and he said, I said he's Irish. He said, where's he from? And I said, Dublin. He said, I fucking hate him.
The cheek.
And he did.
Yeah, us Dubliners have a bad rep because we're loud. We're all
No,
loud,
you're
you
kidding. You're
know.
not loud. What are you talking about?
I don't know if you're doing this way or not, you
No,
know.
Why are you loud?
I did. I loved. I did. I loved it in Dublin when I left, and yeah, a lot. It left a big hole in my heart. I have to say,
Oh,
it did.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ireland's beautiful. It is beautiful. My daughter came back from Dublin a little while ago and brought me back me sausages and my bacon and me pudding.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, I have family in England. I was saying this on the other live you were on as well. And I was like, well, whenever we were going over to visit, we had to bring our rashers, our sausages, our black pudding, our white pudding, and our milk
Barry's tea.
Your
And
milk?
and the
Barry's tea
berry
she come
tea. Yeah.
back with.
Why
Yeah.
do you bring your own milk? Just out of curiosity. We have
The
milk
milk
in
is
our
just,
shops.
milk is different. It tastes different.
Really?
It just, yeah,
Yeah.
it just tastes
Oh,
different.
I need
Whatever way it's
Irish milk.
Tastes like
pasteurized or something,
crisps.
you know.
Don't
Yeah,
drink the
but
milk
yous
here.
are like the butter capital of the world.
Yeah, I was just going to
Yeah,
say the
that's when
butter.
ours is very creamy, kind of. Celeste will be able to
Yeah.
tell you, it's just different milk.
I
Like I
mean,
couldn't drink the milk when I was over in England, right? Like that was just so different and weird to me.
There's
I
my
wasn't
mouse
used to
done.
it.
honest, I believe that. I won't eat
Yeah, probably.
non-Irish butter. It has to be Irish butter, and it's
Love
hard to get.
salted Irish butter, yeah. Has to be salted out here. Come on, yeah.
All
Go
we have is
upside down.
Kerrygold.
Everywhere I went in
Oh!
Europe, in all the different countries, the milk was so different to the States that I said I don't want to have the milk in the States anymore. It's just not the same. Not
We
the same
can't.
There's a
texture.
running joke on here, Tears, that I am the Kerrygold. I've had Kerrygold earrings and everything sent to me. And when people are in shops, if they came across the Kerrygold, they do TikToks of the Kerrygold. And Lucky Charms and Guinness. Anything Irish, really, gets
Is that
thrown
where
at
you're
me.
from?
Oh,
Are you
the
from
fun.
Kerry?
Me, me,
Yeah.
I'm from Dublin, but my
Oh, you're from
grandparents are from
Dublin. What
Cork.
part of Dublin? Oh,
I
are
am from,
they?
do you know Dunleary? Do you know Dunleary?
Dunleary, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm from near, yeah, just around Dunleary from Loughlinstown.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Every time
Yeah,
my
see,
boyfriend
that's
hears your
nice.
voice, he says, "That's the most Irish thing I've ever heard," and it doesn't matter what you said. Doesn't.
I love the Irish accent. I love the Irish accent.
And it changes so much, doesn't it? Wherever in Ireland you are. Like our magic, we
Yeah,
change
yeah,
counties. Not only does the accent
yeah.
change, but the type of magic changes as well. It's amazing.
So my nan was a prolific healer in Cork,
Oh,
and
brilliant.
and she passed on her work to me. I have all her work here. She used to work with a guy in England that was called Jack Temple. I don't know. I don't suppose anyone's ever heard of him, but he was an energy worker. So I use a pendulum. Mine's slightly different to everyone else's. So mine isn't crystal. Mine's made from resin and it's been engineered.
Oh,
I
nice.
can't show you because I can't seem to get my camera to work on my.
It could be if you don't have enough followers.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Him
You all feel
Yeah, well,
sorry
that's
for
it. They
me.
won't let, yeah, they won't. Everyone gives Celeste a follow so she can try and get up and get her camera on. I think you need 800 and something or something like that to get your camera on,
I think
you
it's
know,
700. It's 700, I think.
700.
But it might be different because she's
Yeah.
on the other side of the world, so it might be different for them.
So
I
yeah,
already
so I
follow
have.
her. We're
I
already
think you do.
mutuals.
Yeah.
Do a TikTok on it,
Yeah.
Celeste. That's how we'll see it. Am I following you? Let's see.
Oh,
You
you
know,
are sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you are following me. So
When you
yeah,
got blocked
so
follow
I
back with you.
kind of
by an
I do
accident,
that.
Punk blocked you by an
Um,
accident, so I'll have to follow you again there.
Thank you. So I'm an energy worker, and I'm a medium. I work practicing platform medium. So I go to the temple where I live. So I'm training to go on platform, and I also training to be SNU healer. So I do Reiki
a Reiki master also, and all holistic therapies as well, like reflexology and Indian head massage and all of that. But
Oh,
my
nice.
main is medium, communicating with spirit. So that's mainly my talent, and what I do is energy. Yeah, a blessing and a curse is
Yeah,
what I would say. It's how
lovely.
it presents itself in life.
Yeah. So you had the cure handed down to you, did you? Through your family?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you know
yeah. My
that's very
nan.
specific to your family, yeah? So you shouldn't really share it with anyone.
No, I have all my nan's work upstairs, and it's so difficult in the way the world is now. Because I think back to when she was doing it, and I probably shouldn't say the people that she saw, but I can say now because she's passed. And
Mm,
but like, if I was to say to you that Sarah Ferguson was one of her clients, and her lady in waiting used to go to my nan in Cork. So it was all
yeah,
very hush, and Lady Diana was due to go, but obviously I do believe she was murdered, but that's my belief in that. Um, and at my nan had obviously disclosed to people because she was keen for me to carry on in her footsteps. But the way of the world now is she wasn't certificated, and the guy that she taught from, he was self-taught, and I'd done lessons with him when I was 15 years old. I'd done courses with him on geopathic stress and how the rods, if they cross over, like if you
mm,
struggle to sleep at night, and if they cross on the paths where your bed lays, that can interfere with
yeah.
your sleep. It's so
That's big on the
interesting.
Irish path as well. They say you're on a fairy path, and houses were built a certain way so that
Ah,
you weren't in that ley line, that kind of path where it was
that's
the
it.
energy was going
Yeah,
to affect you. Yeah,
yeah. Um, and but because nowadays you've got to have certificates for everything to be insured. How
yeah,
But and it's sad because you have the ability to help people, to heal people,
yeah.
and make life easier for them.
It will be a sad day when witches start having to certify themselves. I don't think I do. I think I point blank refuse, to be honest. You
Yeah.
know?
Do you think that will ever come?
Well, the way the witches on Witch Talk are, I mean, to hear them, I've had them pull me because they're like, oh my God, you have animals around your workspace. And I'm like, bitch, I'm a witch. You want me to have animals around my workspace? You want a spider here, a dog here, a cat there. And no matter where I am in my house, there's a live person and a dead person, a live human and a dead human within eyesight. That simple. I am a witch. I am not a beauty shop. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of them
Yeah.
front shop witches, I call them, they're all about aesthetics, very modern. So yeah, I think it could go there. I think the old ways could very possibly get washed down the drain. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
You know?
We're losing them all the time. Every day
Well,
we
it's all
lose,
over
we
the
lose
Yeah.
more.
map. It's not witchcraft anymore. It's
Yeah.
bitchcraft. You
Yeah.
know, and yeah, that's not for me. Mm-mm.
No. I've had people, I was doing a working before and I was using more water in it. And I put my bare hands in the war water to rub it around the skull I was working with. And I actually had a friend reach out to me after and go, that's not very hygienic, is it? And I was like, no, bitch, it's not. I washed my hands after. It's witchcraft. Witchcraft is not hygienic. And that, I don't know where they're losing that. that, like some muckins only it's TikTok and I can't put up. I have blood rolling down to my elbows, right? Like, because that's the craft. That's what you have to do. Witchcraft is not hygienic, and sometimes in the old ways, which I wouldn't recommend anyone have to do it, to be honest. But you have to like bleed for your craft. You have to reach into gorse bushes and like you're meant to literally tackle the gorse bush, and the pain and the blood and the scares that you get is part of the magic of it. And I just can't see any of them doing that. Like if you could come and see my hands in person, I have a lot of white scares on it. I put a lot of people in gorse bushes in my younger years. Right, you know what I mean? Yeah. But both my hands have a lot of scars on them, but that was the craft. That's what you have to do. It's a different breed. It really is.
I tell them all the
Yeah.
time. I tell all of my witches, if you're not prepared to get dirty, don't bother. Don't fucking bother.
That's it,
Because
yeah.
because not every piece of the craft that you're going to take part in requires a candle. A lot of it requires outside work. You know what I'm saying? Also, Joe, if you don't get your ass up here to introduce yourself, to talk about what you do as well, I am going to be seriously pissed off, and you don't want me pissed
Who
off.
is it?
So, Caledonian Sea Witch, please. Hex.
Caledonian.
Yeah, it's Gen X Caledonian Sea Witch.
Loving all her videos, so I wanted her to come up.
Don't take her bullshit, just get her fucking up here.
Get up here.
Invite sent.
Fucking
The invite
dragged up.
sent.
Yeah, come on, Joe.
Get your ass up here.
But welcome, Celestial Moon. I don't know how long you're on
Thank
the
you.
old witch talk, but it's lovely to meet you. And
Thank
lovely
you.
to hear
And I
what
hope
you're
you didn't
talking
take
about.
offence with me having a laugh about Dublin, because it was only done
Oh God,
in
no,
jest,
love. I'm from
having
Dublin.
lived there
You need
myself,
to do a lot better than that to insult me, hon.
I'd go back in a heartbeat. It's just there's a bastard there that I'd probably get done for murder.
Well, listen, now you know a good person and good with a shovel, right? You know what I mean? Nobody no crime. You know what I mean? Right?
Have you got any
This
pigs where
lady.
you live?
Of course we know a pig farmer. Come on.
Don't encourage her. Fuck.
Who do you think you're talking to? I mean, are you an Irish person if you don't know a good pig farmer with hungry pigs? You know? But usually you just get a little group of us Irish women together and that, just us, death staring the man is enough to get him to behave. Isn't that right, Phil? Yep. Even though I'm just going, yeah.
He's so well trained. Yes.
He just does not care. He's like, yeah, okay.
We love Phil.
He's a
Right.
good lad. He's a good lad.
Right, so I would like to introduce Jo. Her name is just Jo, but Caledonian Sea Witch.
Hi.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Oh God, I hate when she puts me in the spot like this.
Welcome to my world.
Shelley and I were probably separated at birth. Shelley and I have very similar backgrounds. Because I'm from a long line of Irish as well. My great grandparents one was Protestant, one was Catholic, so they had to flee Ireland and come to Scotland. So I'm from the McLaughlin clan. So yeah, I've got the Irish background there as well. I was a platform medium, but I'm retired now. That was kind of like my gran and my great auntie were the ones that kind of brought me up in witchcraft. And I was always dirty. I was always in the muck with them, and I was always foraging and stuff like that. And then I dipped into spirituality for a while.
Irish healers?
My great auntie was, yeah. She was the strange thing was we called her Auntie Aggie, and if you remember the witch from Snow White,
Mm.
the little cartoon witch, that's what Auntie Aggie looked like. So she was literally
My
three
granny
foot
looked like.
10. She had a broken back, so she had a massive big hump. She had a big pointy crooked nose, and she had very little teeth in her head. And everybody was terrified of her because they believed that she was, you know, a proper little witch. But everybody that in the entire town, because I came from a small town in Ayrshire, used to bring animals to her to heal because she was massive on healing animals. She didn't like people so much, but she liked animals. And again, that's probably, my gran was very much the same. I grew up in a menagerie. We had 27 gun dogs. We had budgies, tortoises, bunnies, snakes, you name it, we had it. So yeah, and then I dipped into spirituality for a wee while because I married somebody who was Catholic and didn't believe in witchcraft. So I dipped into spirituality for a bit and I became a platform medium. And like Shelley, I did my reflexology, aromatherapy, and I've continued on the holistic path. So I do a thing called kinetic chain release, connective tissue release, postural energetics. I'm a sound therapist, acutonics, biofield. So yeah, along with my witchcraft, I'm a Reiki master teacher as well, so I use a lot of energy in my workings. Yeah, and I hate talking about myself.
No, that's brilliant. It's really interesting, you know. I love meeting Irish witches, and I'm always looking for an old traditional family. So you would have come from like what you know the old Kylac, see Kylac Cross down there. She uses Kylac. The traditionals were we were a little different our family. So you were the healers. We were the ones people went to under the cover of darkness. We weren't invited to you know the town parties and things like
Yeah,
that. We were avoided
yeah,
usually until you know it was dark and they needed us, and
yeah,
then they came and sought us out. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So a lot of people get confused on you know the old chicken witches, the Kylax, and then the traditionals. We were the shame. Do you get me?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
you know nobody liked us until they came looking for us. But they're all scared of us as well. So
Could
yeah,
I ask a question on that, right? Because I'm
yeah.
not attuned to the Irish side at all. I'm not, because it's not something I've explored, even though it's there, right? So I'm going to assume that the Irish ancestors work similar to the Scottish ancestors, where that kind of shame could be pushed down the ancestral line to the living descendants.
Oh, absolutely. But
yeah,
Yeah.
the ancestors
absolutely.
weren't ashamed of us. The general community were ashamed of us. Our ancestors were quite proud of us. For
Yeah, but
we, you know,
that feeling, would that be pushed down? Like the feeling of being like ostracized and all that kind of stuff, would that be
oh
pushed
yeah. Well, we
down?
weren't really ostracized. I'm making a big thing out of it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I get what you're saying. Could that be pushed down to, yes, of course, yeah, it can. Yeah, of course
Yeah,
it
it's
can.
stored in your DNA.
Everything
It's
can
all
be passed
stored.
down unless it's
Mm,
healed. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But now the traditionals, I'm just trying to explain to people the difference of the Irish path, but we weren't ostracized really. We just, what I'm trying to say is we were the dark to the light. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But we had
Yeah.
our place. There was no Irish witch at all that was ever ostracized in the Irish community. We were all accepted. But
Lucky yous.
yeah, oh no, we were. You know what I mean? We were
Yeah.
just part. We were part and parcel of the
Mhm.
culture. You know,
Yeah.
We
but
were the
some of us
community.
were. Yeah, but we had our place. Like, see the way that all the animals were brought to Gen X's granny. That was a very common thing, but it was also very well known that it was probably her granny that made it sick in the first place, and no one was going to be able to help it you have to bring it to her to help her and throw her a few bob for helping her. It's the same today. I might text someone and be like, but listen, come to me, and if the price is right, I lift it. It's on my path to do that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's the way it goes.
yeah. I was just curious because, like, in the Scottish way, stuff like that does get pushed down to the living descendants, and then it's up to the living descendants on what it is
To
that they
heal it.
want to, yeah, to heal it. And some of them
Yeah.
don't, some of them do. So I was just wondering, does the Irish path work the
That
same way?
I think that that's the same
Hi,
across the
here.
board
Have a
for
good evening.
absolutely. I think that's the same across the board for every culture, especially within, I think, females more so than even males. We tend to carry that kind of genetic energy, do you know what I mean? Passed down, shame, we'll call it, you get me?
Yeah,
And it's up to us to kind of heal it and not pass it on to the next generation. But I think you find most people in the witchcraft world, whether they're in it a long while or they've just stepped into it, are all the ones that are breaking um that being passed down through the generations.
yeah,
Generational
We're the ones,
curses. Yeah, we're the cycle
yeah,
breakers.
that generational trauma, we'll call it.
Yeah, big
Anyone
time.
kind of that is spiritual or stepping out of mainstream, stepping into witchcraft, they're all generational trauma breakers.
yeah,
They're all looking for the way to break that and to step into their power, you know what I mean? And I think the biggest one, in my opinion, I think the biggest one that affects people is actually religion,
Yeah.
especially in our
Yeah.
cultures
Yeah, definitely.
going way back, because that came in and twisted our culture on its ass, the flip side of it. And I
completely,
think
yeah,
the ancestors still, you can still hear that kind of collective roar about
yeah.
it. Do you know what I mean? And the trauma that was inflicted to the people from it.
Like, our
And
culture was
things like,
completely destroyed.
I deal with
Yep.
right,
that.
Scotland's was completely
Yeah.
destroyed.
yeah,
So it was.
Ireland was the same. And that's why it's very important to keep it alive. It's very
Yeah,
important that people learn the right culture and
yeah.
not twist it to suit themselves because, you
I
know,
agree.
if they could tap in and hear that roar, and it is like a roar, like, scream and roar
Celtic
anger.
roar.
If they, yeah,
Yeah,
it is. If they could tap in and hear that, they would do it the right way and keep the culture alive, and not be
yeah.
twisting it and manipulating it and getting it to suit themselves. Like,
Trying to capitalize off it because effectively, that's what it is. The
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I see modern day witchcraft at the moment. Everything is about making money. You learn something, you regurgitate it, and then you pass it on. Nobody's actually passing on any information that
Substance.
that they haven't already learned from somebody else's book. They're not doing the internal work. They're not walking their actual path to be able to put that out. They're walking somebody else's path, rewriting it and selling it off as their own. And you see it all across Witch Talk just now.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in here has their own genuine path and has worked hard to get to where they are. So if they chose to share elements of that for financial gain, then absolutely, because it's their own path. It hasn't been learned by somebody else, right? But everybody that we influence is taking pieces of that and selling it on as it's theirs, and it's not.
yeah.
And it's sad because capitalism is ruining witchcraft. It is.
Oh my God, that's why I call them shopful witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
They won't last long. They won't. They'll fizzle out. They'll burn
Yeah.
out because they haven't got anything
A,
to
a
hold
lot
on to.
do, yeah.
Yeah, but
A
And a
it's
lot
lot
of
like,
them
do
don't
fizzle out.
actually
We've seen it
use
over the
any of the
years.
stuff that they're selling. They don't have a
yeah,
clue. They're making oils that they don't have a clue what they're actually putting into it because they haven't done
Yeah,
the research. They've just looked at a book and thought, all right, I'll do that oil and I'll put it on and I'll sell it, and just
yeah,
regurgitate what they've read in the book. They're not actually physically using it on their path either.
yeah,
And that's what angers me. That's what annoys me, because anybody that makes anything you have used it several times and finited it, you know, made sure that it actually works before you're ever going to put
That's
it out
it.
there.
Do you know
It's
what I
not
mean?
a drive-through. Do you know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
I
you're trying
find the
in a
biggest,
McDonald's. You need to
I
work with the
find the biggest
ingredients. You need to
fault
work with it.
Yes.
for people on the Irish path or the Scottish path or anything like that. And it came through with the Return to Stone. You got to see it a lot.
Yeah.
Was the loss of the honor system because that is key and vital
Yep.
to our path. And you could, how many people did you see just disregard that honor system? You can't step onto our path, collectively, our path, like Scottish, Welsh, Irish, if you are not tapping into that honor system.
Yeah.
If you don't
I agree.
understand what a sacred site is and how to conduct yourself around it, you can't walk our path because the ancestors
No.
aren't accepting you. The land is not going to accept you. And I see so many people disregard our honor system. And I'm like,
Yes.
no one can help you because at a minimum, you should be living by that.
Yeah.
And as I said, our honor system allows us to be a walking nightmare for you as long as we're doing it by our honor system,
That's why I
right?
say to them, come with respect. Like, you can come, but you have to come with respect. Because if you don't, it's not going to look the way that you want it to look.
100%.
100%.
And so many people, they get so angry when you try and educate them on this. They think
Yes.
you're taking something away from them. And it's like, no, I am 100% genuinely trying to show you how to collectively connect. If you don't have
Yeah.
this minimum, you can't connect. If you lived by the honor system, you could call me the biggest bitch in the world and go off, live by the honor system. Ancestors will still recognize you and
Yeah.
still work with you. You're just two people not getting on. But if
Yeah.
you don't have the honor system with you, I'm going to smash you down. It really is
Yeah.
just that simple, you
Yeah.
know?
It'll be an attack then.
Yeah.
Mm,
And that's
It's,
the thing, people don't realize. A lot of the time, we want others to have the best experience
yes.
possible. We want you to connect
Yeah.
with lands,
yeah.
ancestors,
Yeah.
gods, everybody.
It's important. It's important that, like, descendants that are in a far off land or whatever are able to reconnect because it keeps the memory alive. It's not just, you know what I mean? Like that the Bard girl, the Scottish Bard that was on
Lucy.
the live. Yeah. I can't. I don't speak Gaelic. Okay, I'm just learning, right? So I call her the Bard because
Because it was
that's what she
taken
is.
from you.
Yeah, so she was talking about the exile, right, and how there's power in being exiled, right, because it's a calling to return, right, and there's like a path that you have to walk as an exile from these lands, right, and the way that she put it was so eloquent and it was so right,
Beautiful.
but what Hex is saying is also valid because pop-up witches, they don't want to do the work.
Oh, but listen, when Lucy says they were out of the land, that doesn't mean they're out of the honor system. They still have to use the honor system. If they're not, so you know the way I was like, that's true in the Irish path, they always come back and they're our heroes. But they have to come back using the honor system. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. So even though
Like,
they're out and they're away, they're still doing our honor system. That's why they come back, you know?
And then they
So
come
if
back
they
in the tail.
leave,
changed with honor and
if
are
they leave and
accepted by
yeah,
ancestors.
they're accepted back. If they leave, but they don't use the honor system, then they're lost.
Yeah, they
If
use
they're
Google
walking on
recipes.
Irish soil and they don't use the honor system, they're lost.
Yeah,
They're not tapped into the collective ancestors. Do you get me?
I agree. But
Yeah.
to go back to what Joe was saying as well about the pop-up witch shops that come from the pop-up witches, right, with their pop-up oils. Surely that must annoy you guys as well, right? Because use bond, like me, use bond with plants and herbs and everything else. You have spent your entire life walking the land, bonding with these plants, so you know how they work and what it is that they're going to be willing to do, not what they're expected to do, because it's about the will of the spirit, not the expectancy that you place on it, and they're not always willing to do what you want them to do, right? So you see all of these oils out there, like they're protection oils and all this kind of stuff, and you look at it and you're just like, that is so lacking in energy because the work wasn't done. So people are now buying products that aren't going to work, but
That's
they think they
their
do.
own
Like
fucking
going to
fault.
McDonald's.
Yeah, that's their. I have no sympathy. I genuinely do not care. If you cannot recognize a real witch over a charlatan and you're buying charlatan oils,
Mm-hmm.
that's on you. And
100%.
what annoys me more is the charlatans themselves.
Yeah.
Right, and these are the ones that are saying, "Oh my God, are you using war water in the booking? Are you using corpse water in bookings?" And I'm like, "Bitch, are you even a witch? Like, do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, there
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
very good example. I'm not going to say names, but there is a person hacking our aisles all the time on here. But if you pop on and check out her energy for 5 minutes, her energy rushing.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you can't see that, then that's a you problem, as far
And
as
one
I'm concerned.
specific oil that they're selling that everybody's raving about, you look at this person and you're
Mm.
like, what in this person's life would you want for yourself that you would even want to use the same oils as that person to manifest or for absolutely anything in your life?
You have to look at the witch, okay? So if you have a witch and she's single, where are you going to her for love working?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
That's what you have to look at,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, you have to be living the
This
path
yeah,
that you're working
you have
on.
to live it. That's it, Gen X, 100%.
But nobody
Embody what you're
becomes
Um,
a
selling.
witch and expects to be rich. Okay, show me a
yeah.
witch rich. Witch that's rich. You can't even put the words together, okay? It doesn't go together.
No.
That's because money's not important in the witchcraft world.
Nah,
No,
It has no meaning. It
No.
has no value to them.
that's
no.
it exactly.
Okay, and
There's
that's
no
what
value
people
in
don't
money.
get,
I agree.
right? But what they
100%.
will give you an abundance of is stuff that you need to make stuff with, like herbs, healing herbs.
Yeah.
Like you ask for abundance, and you're going to end up finding shitloads of like, oh look, oh my God, there's a load of self-heal. Oh my God, shit, look, there's a load of mugwort. Like they're going to give you what is prosperous in nature. Money, what's that?
Let's
A
not
load of
forget
shit.
Yep.
You
carrier
know?
oils and their
Yep.
safe uses are a thing. Just
Yes.
because you got the correct herb and you put it in the wrong carrier doesn't mean you're going to have the same outcome. This is very concerning to me that you can put and use like almond oils or a nut based oil and expect
Yeah.
people to get what they need out of it. What if they're allergic to nuts and you just killed them?
Mm,
I make oils, right? But I always have a list of ingredients, not only
mm.
on my shop, all the ingredients, but it also comes with written out ingredients.
Absolutely.
Mine's just on the shop, you know. Read it or else. If it comes with gloves, like use fucking gloves, right? Like you oil. Don't use it some shit. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
Lord.
So I've
But my
started
shop is
turning,
not for beginners.
yeah.
And I have stated that it's a traditional shop. Know what you're doing or don't shop there. You know what I mean?
So the past year, I've been playing around with a lot of stuff because I've been getting my alchemy on. But I've been making like loads of balms for different healing type ailments. You know what I mean? So like yam cream because I am coming upon that age, ladies. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
yes.
So like I made me some yam cream, and because obviously I need another woman to test it on, I gave a jar of it to Joe's wife.
I've been watching in between.
All right, mute your mic. I can hear everything.
Sorry. That was the wifey coming up for a pee.
Oh, so like obviously I tried it out on Joe's wife because she is coming upon this time of life too. You know what I mean? And she's had nothing but good reviews. The husband has got a gammy toe, so I've made like a deep heat thing to try it on him because Cat also has issues. You know what I mean? So like, I listen. My husband's a guinea pig, right? I try everything on him. Okay, like
Aren't they all?
just like here, shove this on, big man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what
You
you're there
break
for, right?
exactly right. If you break
Yeah.
out in hives, we go to the hospital. It's fine. We'll try again. Don't worry about it. But it works. So I'm going to be sending it off to Cat because I've got a jar there for her. Because like, I like oils. I prefer balms. I prefer creams. Like I prefer having the hands-on feeling of being able to heal somebody with something. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's very therapeutic. That's what I like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I've also got about
I do. I have a
fucking
soft spot for me oils, you
Hey,
know.
Melanie.
yeah.
And soaps. I like soaps too.
The yam works really, really well.
But I love,
And another thing, if you use a soy-based binder with that yam, it works even better because the soy also carries estrogen. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yes, that's why they don't want boys to drink soy milk.
Well,
Because
Grammy,
it's
you and I are going to hook up so that you can give me all your recipes. Send it over. But yeah, so no. So my yam cream, because obviously I'm just experimenting. I've done it
But
with
I will say
coconut.
this.
Coconut.
Okay, now
and shea.
listen. If you're a sexually active human, female type lady person, and you cover yourself with that yam cream and you go to have relations, you potentially could have harmed your partner if that partner is a male.
That's all right, Grammy. I'm a lesbian, so it's all good.
Okay, rub it all over then.
All up in about it.
All about it. So you've got to be very mindful when you're putting balms or oils on for things like that because you have transference to concern yourself about.
Yeah.
And especially with something that you're working with an estrogen supplement that's topical, even touching your grandkids or your children, you're transferring this dosage of estrogen off to somebody else. So be very mindful. Be careful with it.
Okay. Noted. No hanky panky with the yam cream. Got you.
And no touching his willy with
or,
your
you know, if you want
hands.
to calm them down.
Oh man.
Brian's gonna grow boobs.
About his toe.
Yeah, he could grow boobs.
Hey, I
there's-
wouldn't be
Okay,
mad
cool.
at that.
But these
Maybe
are
I
the
keep the
things
pants off
that
mine
you
for a little while.
learn. You learn and you work with experience and knowledge, and you just share with people to get them a thinking to where, okay, what am I working on? What is the purpose, and what is the family like around this person that's going to be using this? Because there's a lot of factors that go into play here. It's just not the person that's buying your cream or that. There's a lot that goes into this, or your oil or your candle or anything that's magical or that's of a certain energy. You got to think about what's going on, and that's why you have to ask questions. That's why a witch has always been somebody that is a one-on-one person. If you go to a witch for healing or help, it's something that you got to talk about. It's really difficult to do a cookie cutter situation. You can just give them the information and hope they follow instructions.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Grammy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, do you know, see, to be fair, I'm with Gina on this. I think Danny could be doing with a set of boobs. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I don't have. Does anyone want to hop down? Because Becky wants to get up to shower
Yeah, here, I'll
Tiara.
jump down, sure. I'm trying to exit myself.
I can jump down because I was just going
I
to head off
can.
to bed.
There we go. Okay.
I could drop down too. Here we go.
Everybody's going. Bye-bye, everybody.
So, hang on.
Somebody wants to
I got
show
it
their
stuck in
crowns
my
off.
hair. I got
Come
it
on up.
stuck in my hair.
Oh no.
I do have
Wow.
Oh,
That's a whole crown, Becky.
So
beautiful.
what I wanted to jump up to say was obviously we've been talking about balms and stuff like that, and I had a little crack at making my own bath salts at one point. Only I've got a hormonal disorder, and I didn't realise lavender plus borage equals estrogen balm. And I made myself extremely, extremely ill. With my own, reproductive issues, because I was not aware what I was doing was shooting my estrogen up that high that it would actually make me have like an episode, like I'd start like being sick and fainting and stuff like that, and it was all to do with not factoring in my own hormonal balance with the flowers I was using and what goes into that. I overused, I didn't research it well enough, and if I'd have been a sillier, bolder person who was like, I can have a witch shot, what could I have done to people with that? Me is one thing, like messing yourself up, one thing.
Right.
But, then putting that onto other people when you don't actually know the consequences and stuff is just, wow.
Yeah. I mean, my husband put himself. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I made I put lavender's a really funky herb to be working with if you're going to be using it for anything. Like, you really need to know what you're doing. And I made them, like, I make
I love
teas.
lavender.
Yeah, I make tea all the time, right? I love a good tea blend, right? I am here for the herbal tea. So I made them this blend one day. Every day I was adding a new thing to it because I was wanting to find the perfect nighttime knock me the fuck out kind of blend, you know what I mean? So I'd started with my mugwort, then my vervain, added a wee bit of cinnamon, a wee bit of star anise, perfect. And then I had a wee bit of chamomile, and then I was like, do you know what, fuck it, we'll just shove a bit of lavender in there. Yeah, don't do that.
No,
Don't
I
do
did
that.
it. Remember when I did it? I took myself off to the astral near shit myself.
Just be careful with your lavender. Small doses, half a teaspoon. That's plenty. That's plenty.
Lavender has the opposite effect on me. I found that out when I was doing my aromatherapy. So in aromatherapy, what they teach you to do is to pop it onto your décolletage and then leave it for, 10-15 minutes to get the effect, because obviously it's being soaked into that area, but you're also inhaling it. And yeah, it has the complete opposite effect. It made me super hyper. It was meant to be calming and relaxing. No, I went like proper, my ADHD went off the rails, off the scale.
Right.
So
ADHD.
I've got to be really, really careful with it.
Things can affect people on the spectrum very different as well.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the major things for people with specifically ADHD is something that stimulates people can have the opposite effect on people with ADHD.
Yeah, I'm like that with coffee.
People out can, stimulate people, just some wires crossed. And then with autism and stuff, massive amounts of information that suggests that they've got a much higher dose tolerance and pain tolerance to a lot of things, or maybe they just don't process how it's going on in the immediate sense well enough. I don't know, jury's out on that one in my head. But yeah, there's so many factors like that. Like, I mean, just look at that in one person, because I've got ADHD, autism, and a hormonal disorder. So there's me screwed if I do the wrong thing, and like I used to think, why do you need like proper permits essentially to sell tea? It's just tea. And then after maybe 3 months less than on Witch Talk, I was like, oh, this is why, because people are nuts, because people are crazy and overconfidently crazy.
Yeah.
I've got ADHD
What was
as
this
well.
another one?
the amount of times people have been like, hey, use loads of mugwort, and it's like, no, you don't know what that's going to do to everyone, you know?
I use mugwort
Like, do
for
you remember we were
everything.
having a conversation, Becky, and you were taking this tea, and I was like, Becky, you don't actually take that tea with the condition you had. Do you remember?
Literally, I was so close to
And
doing
you were like,
myself
wait, what?
damage. What were you saying then, Zaf?
I said I've got ADHD as well, and my nightly tea. I've not had it tonight because obviously I knew I was going to be up late. Is mugwort and vervain because I need to dose. No, shut up. Right, just scowl your face at me just because I like a bitter tea. Okay,
A
suck it
bitter.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
fucking
I
petrol.
put a wee bit. I do it as well, but I put a wee bit of honey in it. A wee bit of honey.
I
Sweeten
don't.
it.
I don't. Nah, straight on. Just fucking let it cool
Oh,
down
I
until
know.
I can drink it, and then off it pops. But then half an hour, 45 minutes later, I'm in my bed, floating about the dream world, giving it the yaldi. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the only thing that actually. And I refuse to take any of the kind of sleep medicines and all that kind of stuff because without it, I don't sleep. Like tonight, I'm up just now, and I'll probably be up to about 3 o'clock in the morning because that's just how it goes with ADHD, isn't it? Like it.
That's why I
Yeah.
work night shift. It works better for me.
And
Exactly,
that's
right?
something Grammy came to us as well. She's saying it there. She figured out that elderberry makes autoimmune disorders worse. Now, I would always take an elderberry tincture every winter, and I also have an autoimmune disease. Now, it doesn't seem to affect it, but I was like, wait, what? Because I would have told everyone elderberry, elderberry, elderberry. You know, it was my go-to.
But
And
is
she was
is
like,
it
well,
the berries or the flowers she's talking about though? Because I know a lot of people have problems with the flowers and not the berries, and then vice versa.
I don't know. Just see elderberry across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I was going to say on the sleeping thing, though, I've been prescribed Zopiclone before, which is obviously pretty gross sleeping tablet, and you wake up feeling like your mouth is chemicals, like, and you don't feel like you've had some sort of good sleep. You feel like you got hit over the head, and now you're awake after hours and hours again. Really unpleasant. Just cover yourself in chamomile. Like, have a chamomile tea in a chamomile bath and just see if you can stay awake. See if you can stay awake past a
Doesn't
certain
work
point.
for
But
me.
the bath has to be really hot. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm actually just melting myself to sleep.
Chamomile
You know,
doesn't work for
I'm like
me.
that. Coffee would put me asleep and things like that. Tea and coffee would put me to sleep. But what I find is really nice at calming my system down is rose tea. It's so soothing, and I think it is if you have a neurodivergent mind, try having rose tea. It's a really nice,
I love
calming
roses
feeling.
aesthetically. I love using them in different parts of my craft. I cannot stand the taste of them. I cannot stand the taste and intense smell of roses. I don't know what it is about. Like, I think I've got one tattooed on me. They're stunning. They're beautiful. I love them. But if that smell gets too close to my nose mouth area, I just want to like projectile.
See, that makes me think
Weird.
that maybe you shouldn't use rose in your craft then.
Mm.
That if you're having this is a conversation I was having. I don't know. I think Hex, were you there when we were having it? I can't remember. I've been having this conversation at some point this week, right, where we were talking about your relationship that you have with herbs and plants, right? If you can't ingest it, if it's a non-toxic, non-poisonous food or plant, right, and you can't ingest it, that says to me that your energy isn't molding well with that particular plant, and that you probably should stay away from it in your craft because it's
Doesn't
not
accept you. It's not your ally. Yeah.
exactly. It's not for
You know
you.
what's interesting
It
about
could
that
also
is
be a
I'm
genetic
allergic to milk.
mutation.
Yeah.
You know that some people have a genetic mutation where cilantro smells and tastes like cleaning chemicals to people.
Like soap, yeah. Some
And
people
then
have the soap
the
thing.
same, and then also the same thing with cedar. Cedar smells like cat piss to some
Love
people.
cedar.
Oh, I
Oh my
love
God, I
it.
love that.
I love it. I
I
love
love it.
all the woods, all the woods, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love cedar. But yeah, you should if it's something that you like, it physically repulses you. Like, I wouldn't use slugs in my craft. I fucking hate slugs. I've got a good reason as to why I stood on a slug and it exploded between my bare toes. And it was an accident. And I heard it pop and I felt it pop. And even just thinking about it, I can still feel it between my toes. I will never, ever, ever work with the slug.
Me too,
Okay?
thanks.
I just can't fucking do it, man. But
Well, I was about to say, I'm allergic to milk, and not once despite it being a really common offering, not once have I ever used milk in my craft or left it as an offering or anything like that. And I'm allergic, and I've had access to it. Like, it's been, other people have had it and I would you bang on with that. I would never use that because of how much I can't vibe with it. It's like I wouldn't,
Yeah. Well, take that and apply it not only to your offerings, but the plants that you're using. Find a replacement for rose. You know what I mean? Even though you love rose, find a replacement for rose. You know what I mean? And see how that works in your actual workings itself. See if it works better for you, if you get a better result, you know?
Okay, guys, guess what? I'm falling. Ready,
Where'd you go?
and I'm going to be ending the live because I need to go to bed and
Agreed.
sleep,
Agreed.
But it was great. These were so much fun, and I really, really enjoyed having you on. Thanks for coming on. It was a great live.
Yeah.
It was thoroughly enjoyable, and it was a really interesting conversation. Thank
Thanks
you
for
Thank
so
you
having
for
much.
us.
having
Thank
us.
Love
you.
chatting
I
with you
hope you
guys.
pop up again anytime you want with your crowns and tiaras
Yeah. This
and
has been
join
great.
in.
This has been loads of fun. Thank you
It's
for
been
It's
having
good.
been
us.
fun.
And
It has
thanks
really
for
been fun. I've enjoyed it. And it was lovely to meet the new ladies as well.
yes.
Thanks.
Well,
Night,
thanks for
everyone.
hosting, Hex.
Okay,
Love
Good
yous.
night,
Bye.
night.
slán.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.